Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by Ernest, a Man United fan.
Virginia for president.
I'm joined by Robin, a Man United fan.
Big Afro man for lady, save the day.
I'm joined by Oscar as well, a Chelsea fan.
Eden Hazard.
And I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan.
It was scandalous.
It was scandal.
No one knows.
It was a scandal.
Mysterious.
It was a scandal.
All right. We're going to get over to the weekend's actions after our long international break.
It's bad.
Southampton hitting up 8 against Sunderland.
That's crap for Southampton.
8
I
goals.
would 8 to be a Sunderland
8 to
fan.
be a Sunderland, guys. Are we applauding Southampton
Yes,
for
we
a
are,
good
we
performance?
We are.
Massive
I
performance.
think Sunderland were just awful.
And Southampton were very good.
I don't know.
It's a
I
tale
ain't
of
gonna
two
lie.
teams.
I'm a big advocate for Sunderland, for Southampton. I love Southampton, but I don't know. I feel like Sunderland were bad,
And Southampton
Like-
were very good.
poor.
The first goal summed up how that day was gonna go.
Yeah.
I think even the third goal.
I didn't watch. I didn't watch the
What was
match
the third?
live.
The third goal was, I think it came. It was
forgetting
it was
all
a
that.
deflection off the defender, and no one moved when it
I
came
hear
off his
the
foot.
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then-
Manoni's goalkeeping.
Manone was
Awful.
Oh my god.
Let's go back to that first goal.
First goal. The first goal by the defender.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go back to that first goal. Yeah, I watched match of the day. Yeah, I saw on Twitter own goal 8-0. Yeah, so I was like, hold on. I see the first goal. I see how my man scored. I was just like,
Like, you proper went for it. It was an absolute finish.
By the way, for those listening, David is in tears.
No, literally.
no. Fuck, what were you?
It was an absolute finish.
Fuck, in front of Sunderland fans, I was just like, no,
He
fam.
buried it.
That was the best
First
own
time
goal I've seen
on
in
the
a
volley,
long time.
he curled it. You saw the finesse around into the bottom corner. Like,
No, but can I
that's
ask, why are
incredible.
own goals like such spectacular finishes? Yeah, if you try to do that on the other end, you know what I'm saying? You're going wide, you're going over. Some people have scored some amazing own goals in their time.
Do you remember Company's one last season?
Oh,
that's
definitely.
fantastic.
That was brilliant.
That was R3, bruv. That was my
That was
gosh.
a great
We should have
goal.
that best
No,
own
but
goal of
that-
all
This
time.
one is worse. Sorry, I'm not-
Mangala scored an own
And
goal.
Garlas won the
recently
other
as
time against
No,
Hell.
no,
Was
no,
was
no, no,
well.
bullet.
That header was
This,
tough.
this one
Bulletproof.
has to be the worst.
Yeah, no, this is
own
the
goal.
best.
You think it's the
No, I
best?
think This was
Did
the best
you
I've ever
see-
seen.
No, did you see
is the best own goal I've ever
Manone's
seen.
reaction? Because Manone's like,
Yo,
I don't know, man.
Bruh.
I felt so bad for Virginie. Like I just thought, oh, that's such a dead
That's the
goal.
best own goal I've ever
it
seen.
was poor, but I was just like, nah, sorry.
Ronald Koeman's got things up, nice and tidy up in Southampton after what everybody thought. Everybody thought
honestly,
they wouldn't have a
you
good
know,
start.
applause for Coleman.
Pick up Koeman, man. He's doing his thing.
I
He's
think we
actually
could
doing
say
his thing.
that like 5 of those goals were Sunderland's fault,
That's the
and
thing.
then 3 of them were Southampton.
But that's the
still,
thing.
a 3-0 win is.
That's the thing. Because if you said, if we all thought, Sunderland would win, Sunderland would lose 3-0 away at Southampton, cool, innit? Like, good performance. But that's how awful Sunderland were. That 5 goals were probably their fault.
Yeah.
Like, directly their fault. Do you get what I'm saying? Manoni's goalkeeping was atrocious. Big up to Pella. He's still scoring
Got
goals.
that one outside the box. Was it
Tadic, yeah. When Manoni just
He had a
finesse, bro.
fantastic
just
game.
laid it into
The
him.
finesse was real, bro.
Tadic.
All of those people with their fantasy points, if you put Tadic as captain, you are smiling because he got the most points over the weekend. But you would have never thought of putting him captain, unless you're a Southampton fan. Maybe, I don't know. But that's just
Southampton
wild.
are the one team that I'm proper like they're gonna give us a.
Since they've come
good
back,
game.
since
They're
they've come
gonna
back
give
to the
United a
Premier
good
League,
game.
I've just been like, oh, I'm loving this team. I'm loving the team. I'm loving the football.
And it's unknown players.
Yeah, the only thing that's actually shocking me a little bit now that they really haven't got an English core anymore that they used to have.
Jay Rodriguez
So-
doesn't get.
He's injured.
Is he still injured?
Yeah, he was out for like 6 months when he got injured, and that was like in April-ish.
Yeah, I thought he'd be back by now.
I don't know that kind of stuff. When you look at the
ACL and
form, when you look at the form that they're on, you know what I mean. You look at the form that the 2 strikers that they got at the moment are on as well. Even Manny and that.
And when you think of all the players that left Southampton, none of them have really hit the ground running, except for maybe Callum Chambers. The rest,
I mean, even still,
Lallana,
he's having a tough
Lambert.
season as well.
it's Lovren. It's not gone.
It's
great
new
for them.
teams. Like they've all spread out. Like they didn't all go to one team and just
Well, they-
continue.
And 3 of them went to
and 3 of
Liverpool.
them went to one team.
I mean,
So-
but Lovren starts and not Lallana or not Lambert.
To be
Lallana's
fair,
still-
Lallana was
Lallana-
injured when he first came.
Do you
to
reckon he would be starting if the first team was all fit? Like if Liverpool's first team was fit?
No, but he started a lot of these games.
No, but you know, I think he would because Rodgers doesn't seem to play Coutinho.
Actually, that's a lot of money.
Fam,
He spent a
I'll
lot of money.
take Coutinho in a heartbeat. Oh
Hard
my god.
beat.
I don't know. I've learned something about this new era of football that
He's hot and cold.
those kind of players they won't last long in the Premier League because of work ethic. And Mourinho set the
Did you see
pace
him
on
last
that.
season, bro?
Mourinho set the pace on that. Literally, like if you're not gonna work hard, you're not.
I
You're,
thought-
you're of no use.
my perspective was that Coutinho does work hard.
I don't know.
I think he
I
does
know a
work
Liverpool
hard.
fan who
Towards the
doesn't
end of
really
last
rate
season,
him.
bro.
He's like he's not.
Come on. Everyone gets got Gaston Sterling, bro. He's not delivering.
The
ball.
only thing about Coutinho that people have an argument on is that he doesn't finish all the time. That's the only thing. This guy works.
I
bro.
also think Coutinho's not consistent.
He's not
I think
consistent for
when
me.
When Coutinho's great, he's the best player on the pitch. But when he's not
Yeah,
even there.
that's the
I remember
problem.
2 years ago, I used to have discussions of like who was better, Coutinho or Oscar, and it's like now Oscar's like
I don't have Oscar even last
Evidently
season.
much
though.
better than
I had
Coutinho.
Oscar last season.
Now, for me, Coutinho had a better season than Oscar last year.
what? Coutinho.
No, Oscar was quiet.
Oscar
That's
was very quiet.
yeah,
Coutinho-
yeah.
I had
Now,
big,
do you know
big
what?
arguments.
I think Mourinho changed Oscar from the Oscar we saw, and he did less pretty stuff, so it made it look like he wasn't doing as
No,
well.
but there were some games Oscar was invisible.
No, towards the
He
end
was
of
not
the
around.
season, I'll agree. Oscar
was
tailed
tired.
off, but in his
He was
first
freaking
like
tired.
No, but that's what I've been.
Oscar played every game since
No,
he joined
but that's
Chelsea.
what I've been saying. That
Until
that
last
Coutinho,
season.
that
He played every game.
that Oscar needs a holiday. But
Yeah,
the more
definitely.
games, do you know when
And
I
he's
read?
still playing the World
do-
Cup,
do you
yeah.
think- No, but that's what I no. But
No,
my
yeah,
argument
agree.
came was that when I saw Oscar in the World Cup, I thought your season didn't merit that you should walk into this team.
No, I think it did. I think towards the end of the season he tailed off. I mean,
Who-
in the first,
who
in the
was
first
better than
15
Oscar in that
games,
team
he scored
that
like
should
8
play
goals.
there, where he played? Like in that team, what team were you talking about? He shouldn't merit a place in this
The
team.
Brazil team.
Who was better than Oscar?
Coutinho last year was better than Oscar.
Nah.
Oh, that's
No,
what-
nah,
I guess
he's-
that's the opinion because
I
that's
would
why we
never
both.
play Coutinho
Because me and
over
Oscar
Oscar.
saying no, I'm not too sure about.
Because I'm talking about because I wasn't sure about Oscar, and then I saw the West Brom game at Stamford Bridge. I thought Oscar's not the same. He is not the same. And then towards
you see how was it last season where he scored that goal against Juventus? But that mad.
No,
No,
that was the year
the
before.
year
That was the year before.
That was the year- I want to see that Oscar.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
right.
seeing it
No,
this
no,
year.
but
I'm
Oscar-
But that's
seeing
not-
it this
that's
year.
not what Mourinho
last
wants to see.
season, Oscar, the beginning, this period last season, Oscar was brilliant. He scored like 8 goals in 15
Yeah,
games.
he did.
And then he tailed off towards the end of the season.
had him in
And I
fantasy,
understand
that
why,
was getting me some
you would say that.
points.
But in the beginning of
Remember
last
that last
season,
year?
Oscar was great.
I remember that last year as well.
He really was.
I just thought it was fatigue. Not
He
to
had a
say that
good
Coutinho.
Confederation Cup as well last.
Yeah,
summer,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
summer before.
and that's what
He
shocked
still
me is
did
that
that.
where is the Oscar that I saw? And so when
It's
I saw
Mourinho,
Coutinho,
man.
when I saw Coutinho improving while Oscar wasn't, I thought, all right, cool. Then he deserves to be in. You see what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like Mourinho, literally, you look at the Williams and that, they're meant to be like Oscar. They're meant to be like Hazard, but he's not on that. He's got them working hard. And so it doesn't
Willian
look
had a
pretty.
brilliant game yesterday.
It doesn't look pretty, so, you know, boom. But anyway, we diverted from Southampton. We were talking about Southampton.
So Tom.
But they're up to third in the Premier League. How long will it last? In the
December.
top 4?
If
In his top
if,
four.
Ars-
do
if
think this year-
Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United don't
Like,
Capitalise.
pick up,
Yeah.
capitalise, I think one Southampton can get it.
I'd love to see them in Europe, but I know what the Europa League does
Yeah,
to
you-
teams.
The Europa League is no.
The only thing that they could look at is, you know what, if we win this competition next year, they could go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the Champions League. So, but anyway, we're thinking ahead. But do you think Europa League
Southampton
football
will
is a...
definitely make Europa League. This year.
Definitely.
Definitely make
Wow,
Europa
that's a
League
strong
this year.
case. It's a very strong
I
case.
think-
Bear,
I think
bear in
that's
mind,
if
bear
Everton
in
and
mind,
Tottenham don't.
bear in mind, only one team in the Premier League goes to Europa League in terms of the group, in terms of from the league table.
So only the
Only fifth place goes.
Only fifth place. I think
Yeah.
Southampton.
Depending on who wins.
I think
like,
Depending on
Southampton-
who wins FA
I think
Cups and all that.
Southampton don't have the worry of because did they qualify past they beat Arsenal innit? So they're in the next
Yeah, in
stage
terms of
the-
the Capital One, yeah.
Capital
I
One
can't
Cup.
remember who they got though.
I don't know who they got, but I think that as a team they're better than Tottenham and Everton.
Yeah.
As a team.
I don't know. I'm not sure who they got. Oscar. I'm not too
I
sure.
think they might have Chelsea, but I don't know.
I had Newcastle in my head for some weird reason.
That's the thing.
I don't know why.
I think on the merit that Everton has to still worry about Thursday night stuff, and they got Lille tomorrow. I know Lille's not the greatest anymore, but
It's
this,
just like-
It's just that
You're
Thursday
playing,
night,
innit?
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that you play on a
and then you've got to
Thursday,
play on a weekend. It's
yeah,
really.
and Sunday playing on Sunday is just long.
It's not a
It's
joke.
long, bro.
It's not a
It's
joke at
very
all.
long. So I think Southampton will have a good season.
Yeah, but round of applause for them for scoring 8. Which is good stuff. what's even maybe is just
They've
as
made
impressive?
history.
Yeah, they have they?
Yep.
What history?
In
What history
terms
do they
of
make?
that's the
the
biggest
biggest win.
goal score they've ever had.
Oh, them, yeah.
Oh,
those-
them
that
probably.
team,
Yeah, not in the Premier League though.
Yeah, not in the Prem.
No,
Okay.
Tottenham,
them.
Tottenham beat Wigan 9-1.
Yeah, Tottenham gave Wigan
And
9.
then we did 9 to. What is this team?
United did 9.
I've,
No,
I've
we did
in my
9.
head, I think it's Notts County, but I don't know.
I think it is Notts
Oh, right.
County. We did.
United,
9.
yeah, Man United scored
9-0.
9 goals. I remember Andy
But
Cole
what in
scored
like?
I don't know,
Is that
6.
not the Premier League? Is it?
Yeah, it was
that
the
was
Premier
the-
League.
that
It
was
was
the
the Premier League.
Notts
Yeah.
County win the Premier League.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it is.
What?
I think
Back in the day.
I don't.
Were
ever
they?
think-
Oh man.
No,
I feel
we'll
stupid.
have to research it.
I feel stupid. I remember Newcastle or someone like that getting a good 8 at somebody as well.
9-0
Sheffield-
Ipswich.
Sheffield.
Middlesbrough. Oh, was it Ipswich?
Yeah.
What?
Who was
Ipswich
Ipswich?
Town.
Who?
The 1994-95 season.
What?
We did 9.
You did 9 against
Yeah,
Ipswich
Ipswich.
Town. 9
And
1.
0.
9
we'll
0.
remember Middlesbrough beating Man City 8-0.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it was the Premiership.
Matting. Anyway,
Nothing.
just as impressive, I think. Sergio Aguero scoring 4 to help Man City beat Tottenham 4-1, even though he missed a penalty. Still scored 4 goals. Left with a match ball. Scored 2 penalties. No, 1 or 2.
2.
And he had 3 penalties, right?
Yeah.
Share Aguero.
You get your hat trick, man. If you're taking a penalty to get your
Learn
hat
it
trick,
to
you
share.
take that. You take that. You take that hat trick. But Man City, how did you guys find the game? Because apparently it was really good until was it the sending off of Fazio? Then it kind of everything fell from there.
No,
And
but
I-
That was still 2-1. That was still 2-1. Was it a red?
Yes.
Which what? The one on Lampard?
No.
No,
Fazio-
Fazio when he
Aguero-
pulled
he pulled
when he
Aguero
pulled
down.
Aguero to the
Dzeko.
ground.
That was a red card.
Was it a red?
Yes.
But he's tapping that in.
Aguero's going to score and he
Was
just
it Aguero?
pulls him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Dzeko.
No, someone crossed it and Aguero was going to run onto the
Yeah,
to the ball.
that's a red. Bro.
And he just pulled him out as a
This
player.
this red card thing is so harsh.
No. He was scoring.
I get what you're saying because it was a
No,
because
it's
it was
not like Hazard where
Yeah.
you don't know.
It
Yeah,
was-
he
it
was
was a-
going. It's
it
not like
was
he was one on one
it
with
was
the
a
keeper.
low it was a low
He was
cross
going to
across
score.
goal. Aguero's like 4 yards from goal
No,
and
he was
he
gonna
gets
get that.
brought down. Red.
Red.
I mean,
Yes.
you're already getting the penalty.
Red.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, what?
No,
Red?
but that when you say things like, "Oh, you're already getting the penalty,"
Because you're gonna get a
that's,
penalty.
That's arguing with the rule. Yeah, I'm not debating the rule,
Oh,
but
no,
if the
okay,
rule is
that's
standing,
fair, yeah, fair
then it's
dues. No,
definitely
no,
a red
fair,
card.
fair dues. If the rule says if you get brought down the penalty,
Yeah.
it's always a red. Cool. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the rule.
You-
In that
Yeah,
sense.
you think the rule shouldn't?
Basically, in that situation, he's last man.
Yeah.
But is he? Because there's a
Yes.
cross coming from. It's coming
Because
behind.
Yeah,
you've
but he's
taken
the last
everyone
man.
out the game. That front, whoever that defender was there, you've taken out the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even the
Last
keeper
man,
was to some degree out of the
Out,
game.
he was out the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still feel like
So he's got empty net.
He's got-
Man says, bang.
I
He
was surprised
pulled
that
him
you.
down.
When I saw the penalty given, I was like, huh? But then when
He
you
did,
look
he
at
didn't
the
even
replay-
complain. He didn't even.
For me, it was the one that Lampard went down. I thought that's not a pen. That was not a pen.
I can barely remember that.
He hardly touched him, bro.
Too many
It was
goals,
like,
bro.
come
And Lampard's out injured now, so
Are you serious?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
injured.
I'm delighted to hear that.
Why are you delated?
Because I don't want him playing for Man City.
You said delighted.
I don't ever want to see him play for Man City again. He scored against Chelsea in a Man City shirt. That's just crazy.
Our City back. Was it a game which was a bit you can't really tell yet because it seems
Yeah,
like
I'm
a lot
not-
of City's victories have been a bit. I'm not sure.
I'm not fully convinced. I mean,
I'm
if
not
if
convinced,
Soldado
man.
could take a penalty better than that, then
That wasn't a bad penalty. It
But
just so
not
happened the
Paul.
keeper guessed the right way.
It weren't in the
Because
corner,
someone
bro.
else scored a penalty just like that. I think it was Hazard against Arsenal.
Bro,
Literally the
Drogba
same
scored
thing.
one like that last night.
listen.
Literally the same thing. If you fool the keeper,
Yeah, but
and the ball could roll at. I mean, that
but
whole
I
penalty-
think fooling the keeper is part of taking the penalty.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you don't do that, then you have to hit it hard.
It's the whole experience.
I know,
Yeah.
but
From
you
when
can't. You to say if you don't do that, you have to hit it hard.
No, and Hazard's one
You
was
don't
in
know
the
that
corner.
you've not fooled the keeper until you've kicked the ball.
Yeah, but some people just take penalties, and it's like even if the keeper goes the right way, he's not going to save that.
Okay, yeah, because there's some people
Like
who just hit
Rooney's
out.
penalties are just like
Unbelievable.
you can know where he's going to go and still not save it because
'Cause
it's
of the
that
power.
good.
Hazard's
Whereas
one was in
Hazard
the
waits
corner.
for you to move. If the keeper saves his penalty, every single one of Hazard's penalties are poor.
Hazard passes the
But
ball
he
into the net
waits
when
for
he
that
takes
keeper to
penalties.
move and just taps it.
Ridiculous. But that's what I say. I think that Soldado was more like Hazard's kind of penalty.
But he didn't
He
wait.
missed.
He didn't wait.
He missed.
By the way,
And I think that's just
shout out
harsh.
to Joe Hart. Joe
Why?
Hart had a good game.
yeah.
Joe
I don't
Hart
remember
had
Joe
a good
Hart.
game.
He did, yeah.
had a good
I
game.
noticed that too.
I liked Ericsson's goal. The fact that he came off him, hit the post, everything.
Yeah, even
I-
Joe almost saved that.
Oh, such a good goal. I don't know why I like that goal so bad. By anywho's, Tottenham top 4 contenders. Are they really in it?
No.
Are they? What's happened at
No.
White Hart Lane? It's under a better manager than what we had.
Fam, they
Why-
ain't got
why isn't it
midfield,
clicking?
blood.
No,
Why isn't it clicking?
You change manager all the time. He has to.
No,
now someone has
no,
to
no.
restart again.
Listen, you ain't got a midfield.
But was it working last season?
I think Tim Sherwood had a good time with Tottenham.
You think he should have got the job permanently?
Yeah. I think Tim
I
Sherwood
think
should
Tottenham was a
have
bit.
got it.
I don't know.
I
don't-
think his performance has merited that he's given at least 12 more
I-
months.
Talking to
I don't think he should have got the job in the first place, but once he had the job, I think he should have kept
did
it.
well.
He
But
should have
don't you
kept it.
think
It was-
Tottenham was a bit too big in a sense that this is a team who's going to try and attract big name players? I don't know. Tottenham
No,
with
but you've already
Sherwood's,
spent
I
100
agree.
there.
Sherwood's inexperience. Yeah, but it was under AVB. That's an experienced manager who you think he can take 100 million and handle it.
No, 100%. But now if you spend more money,
Yeah,
you have to. That 100 million is only a year old.
but it's not working.
It's not working. But then if you keep changing manager,
that's what these teams do.
When is it
Yeah.
going to work? Is my question.
And you've brought in a new
The-
manager
the-
who doesn't want these players but can't spend that much because they've just
because
spent
you've
so
already
much.
spent 100.
But the
there.
argument of because you're buying new players, it won't work. Chelsea changed manager every 2 years, and it
But
works.
they got
No,
a
but it
core
doesn't-
team, they
it-
got a core.
At Stamford Bridge, it works.
But they got a core.
No,
though.
but what I'm saying is, if
doesn't
it
really
working for
work.
one team doesn't always mean that it'll work for another one.
I
I'm
know,
saying,
no, but the argument has always been because you keep changing managers, it doesn't work. And I feel like, well, Chelsea disproved that situation.
Because they
Oh,
got a
well,
core. They got
well,
a spine.
Man
fam.
City disproved that situation.
Well, no,
Because they got a
no,
spine.
no, what
No.
I'm saying is
Man
that
United, Man City have had about 3 managers.
Because they
in
got a
in
spine.
Huh?
They got company. Yara Toure.
But what if
Silva,
Tottenham are trying to find
Aguero.
that spine?
they
What
sold
if-
Dawson.
No, but I don't.
alright?
But
What if-
I don't
yeah.
think
They sold Dawson.
They had to. They have to. They have to buy. They have to because you have to buy a spine.
You
A spine
do.
can't come out of
You
nowhere.
Tottenham
Haven't got one.
Yeah, so that could
That's
be.
what I'm
That's
saying,
the
they ain't got a
first problem.
midfield.
Yeah, because that's what you're saying. That's what your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the thing that's bad is that if Tottenham have a good season, they don't win any trophies. If Man City has a good season, they've won the league. If Chelsea has a good season, they won the Champions League.
I was
or
going
the
to say
FA
that
Cup or
Tottenham
something
is
like
not
that.
Chelsea.
So the next season,
It's-
it's like
it's-
Chelsea went
Nah,
last
man,
season
but they
without
got
winning
money,
anything,
though.
and that was fine.
That don't matter.
Whereas
Yeah, but they spent it, and what
They don't.
David is saying, they've spent it the wrong way.
Well, he's saying they ain't got a spine,
Yeah, but you bought that spine. Where's the money?
but that's the thing.
even Vertonghen wants to leave now.
You see what I'm saying?
I think Vertonghen's very unprofessional for what he said. To say that he's not signing a new contract the year before his contract's over at the beginning
I
of
saw
the
you
season.
still got like.
Now he can't even get a game now. He doesn't even want to play for Tottenham, and no club is going to go for him.
But Vertonghen's
big-
a really good defender.
He is when he wants to be though. You can
I
see.
agree.
You can
It's
see.
when he
You can
wants
see
to
that when he wants to be good, he is, and that's sad.
No, I think if
That's really sad.
if January comes along and I'm Arsene Wenger, I wouldn't mind taking Vertonghen.
Oh, I wouldn't mind. It's just
Aye.
the risk.
If January comes along and I'm Van Gaal, I wouldn't mind taking Vertonghen.
No, for
I
sure.
think he's that
for
good.
Sure, but it's just the attitude. Do you get what I'm saying? Because not only will he do that to Tottenham, he'll
You
do
have to
that
calculate
anywhere.
the risk.
He'll do that anywhere. Then, if anyone can act
Yeah, but-
stupid like that
But
in any club,
I just think Vertonghen's at a point in
that.
his career where he feels like, okay, I want to be playing for a top club now because this
But
is how
he
old is
signed
he?
a new
Like,
contract, didn't he? When he had, when did he come?
yeah, and he didn't say I'm leaving. He said I'm not signing another one.
Signed by.
'Cause he doesn't
What
wanna
year?
c-
What year did he come?
Wasn't he with
was
AVB?
I feel like he was there the season before.
Yeah, I feel like he's been there
Yeah,
before
well,
AVB.
yeah, okay, maybe it was.
Like
yeah.
2000.
Who was before AVB? Harry. Nah, I doubt Harry bought him.
No, Harry didn't buy him.
Yeah, I think it's AVB.
No, it must have been AVB. Maybe AVB's first season because
Yeah,
AVB was there for a bit.
Because AVB's actually been there quite a long time. Actually, he was there 18 months.
Harry will claim he signed him.
I didn't buy him. You know, I was looking at him. And,
Hold on. Can we just have a moment of silence for Harry Redknapp
Why?
and his pathetic unprofessionalism?
He's an idiot.
Did you see Adel Taarabt yesterday?
His rant about Tarap.
Did you see
Taarabt
his
didn't even play. To be fair, the journalist did ask him about Taarabt, and
Yeah,
he said
he
what he had to
said-
say,
No, but they-
and they took that and they made that as the media story.
Like
which is a
we
bit
said
deep.
about Fabregas and his answer to the Arsenal question.
Yeah.
There are ways to answer that question. There are ways to say. You can say he's unfit and we're gonna wait for him to get fit, and then we'll
Man
see if he
said
can get
he's-
into the team.
I went into all details, bro.
Harry's not good, and I've been saying this to Bear Man for time. I was trying to say this from day one. Every team he's been at, he takes them down. Look where he's left Tottenham. Look at what he left at Tottenham.
Do you know what?
Although he was sacked, look what he left there.
After-
Look what he did to Southampton. Look what he did to Portsmouth. Look what he did to West Ham.
Portsmouth only came back.
Don't
What
blame
was
me,
it
bro.
last month?
Don't boy me.
Was it like,
Do you know what?
Don't boy me. When I'm not hating. Okay, he was a Tottenham manager. Yeah, fair enough. I got some disrespect
Hate.
there. There is a hint, but he's not even there, and I'm still dissing this guy. He's at QPR. That's an innocent club. I have nothing to say about QPR.
and do you know what's so deep? Tony Fernandez had to come out yesterday and apologize for the unprofessionalism of Harry Redknapp. And I feel sorry for Tony Fernandez
Stress.
because he doesn't know he doesn't know football. He doesn't know football like that. So it's like he was on the camera on deadline day. You're supposed to be upstairs, bruv.
Who? What? Harry?
No, Fernandez.
So Fernandez is trying to get that piece. He just get.
They should just go back to that Formula
But I
1, bro.
do still think QPR will stay out this season.
No way.
I think they
And
will.
No
they're going
way.
down.
I think they
No
will.
way.
They
Down.
gave
It's-
Liverpool 2 goals.
Okay,
think
I
they
tell you
will.
what. It's
Yeah, they did.
It's a
but
Sunderland
they played better than
situation.
Liverpool the other day.
For me, it's a Sunderland situation last year. Like how Sunderland stayed up was miracle.
Miraculous.
Yeah. If QPR do stay up, it's the same thing for me.
Far too early. To
Check
call
this though.
anyone
Check
down.
this, yeah. Check this, yeah. I think the Sunderland defeat at Liverpool, at Southampton, is not as bad as losing 1-0 to QPR away.
What?
I know it sounds dumb, but Sunderland's defeat to Southampton, I don't think was as bad as losing 1-0 away at QPR. QPR are poor. They are
If you-
awful.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
yeah.
thinking
Like,
about today that if
awful.
you can see the goal against QPR, your defense needs to.
They didn't even score against QPR. To be fair, Sunderland don't score goals, do they?
They just try
That's
and
their
reach for a
problem at
draw.
the moment, isn't it?
They try and reach for a draw.
But anyway, we'll talk about Tottenham. But Tottenham, yeah, spine. I think David said no. They need a spine. They need to buy.
He's going to cut, bro.
'Cause
Wow,
Lloris needs to
Lloris
dip
is
out.
Great.
I
Lloris
don't
needs
care
to
about Lloris anymore.
Lloris
yeah?
needs to dip out.
Because you said on Sky Sports that if Tottenham don't make Champions League last season, you were gonna go. Why are you still there, fam?
Because no one wanted him.
No, then don't talk that big talk.
He can.
No, but
No, but he
don't
can't.
talk.
He's the
Because he's
best
still
player
there.
in their team.
Yeah, but he's
No,
still
no, but
there.
don't
He's the
talk.
best player in their team.
No, but don't talk.
Why?
Wait for a team to
yeah.
come for you.
This
Why?
is just the same thing as Vertonghen.
What?
Just basically saying, I don't want to be here if the club's not achieving.
No, because the reason for Loris to come out with a comment like that, we can only go on a hypothetical basis. But I think it's a case of we're signing you so that we get in that top 4. We're aiming for Champions League.
Yeah.
They took him out of a team who had Champions League anyway, right? And he's the France. I think France's captain.
France
Correct
captain.
Correct if I'm wrong. So imagine this year. He plays at the big stage already. So when he comes to Tottenham, he's like, you know what? I'm coming down a step to come back up.
Do you
with this
remember?
team.
Do you remember when I had
No,
that
he's
when I had that small rant about Tottenham, and I
Oh,
felt
the graveyard.
like,
Yes.
honestly, are people seeing this? Tottenham is not a place you go to improve your career, bruv.
No,
I keep telling people,
bruv.
Tottenham is not a place you go to, bruv. Soldado scored 28 goals in that league the year before he came. Where is he now, bruv? Tottenham FC.
I don't blame Tottenham.
I
The
blame
thing
those
is, I
players.
blame the players.
I blame Lloris, Vertonghen, and Soldado because those are the
I
reasons they
blame
didn't make
them.
top 4.
I blame them. But my question is, why would you go to Tottenham?
No, because the thing is,
why would you go-
Levy messed that club up last season badly. Because Tottenham were hot favourites for that top 4. Hot favourites. Hot. And in December, it just went pear-shaped. I remember when they played Arsenal at the Emirates last year, and they lost 1-0, but they were the favourite to win that game.
And at
Dude.
White Hart Lane, they were the better team.
Whoa. Yeah, we were
You don't say whoa.
We were ropey. We had no players.
He thought that.
We had no
You have to
players.
think about it.
We had no players. I remember
Yes,
it was
but they were the better
Rosicky and
team.
Chamberlain were like our forward runners in that game.
Yeah.
There was no one in that Arsenal
No, but I'm
team.
saying
We're
is
not
they
about
were
Arsenal,
better
we're talking about
I'm
Tottenham,
just
innit?
saying, innit? I don't know. Chamberlain should have shut down that shop anyway in the first half.
That goal should have. That shot should have been.
In the first half. But, Tottenham Hotspur, I don't know, man. They're above Arsenal anyway. Aren't they?
That's all that matters to them.
That's what matters to them. So, but you never know. This is brilliant. This is why football's brilliant, because we're talking about Tottenham now like it's a bad thing, but you never know. Never know.
This is
good
the never
games.
know season, though.
Under Pochettino, they got a good manager at least.
Everyone, innit? You can
At
win your next
least.
3 games, and it's
You win your next 3,
Yeah, it's up-
you're in the
it's
top
up
4.
to
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
This is the
never
never know
know.
season. West Ham is in the top 4.
Big up West Ham.
well done.
Shout out to Big
man.
Sam.
Shout out to Big Sam.
He's playing good football.
In fact,
Well
we're
done,
gonna
Big Sam.
let's talk about West Ham because
Well
they're in
done,
the top
Big
4.
Sam.
They deserve some recognition.
Recognize. You better recognize.
West Ham, who did they play? Oh, I'm so bad at this.
They
Who did
played
play
on
the weekend?
Sunday.
On Sunday.
on Sunday.
No, they didn't. They played on Saturday.
No, they beat Saturday. They gave someone
Burnley.
a beating.
They
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
Burnley. That's
They
it.
gave Burnley-
Sacco,
A bit of that. A bit of laying
But I
off the
told you Burnley's
smackdown.
getting
5
relegated, bro.
Sacco's five goals in
I think
five
6 and 6. You know.
Oh, 6.
I think he's 6 and 6.
No, it's not 6 and 6. He scored in the past 5 consecutive games. Maybe he scored 6
Okay,
goals,
okay,
but he
okay.
scored in 5 consecutive games.
Yeah, West Ham's
I remember
football's decent still.
West Ham are looking good, man. They're looking all right. They're
They're not
looking
getting
good.
top 4 though.
Look,
Oh,
of
but
course
think
not.
about this,
Top
yeah.
10,
Now,
top
let me
10.
give you context, yeah, because because I still think they're trying to fight for survival. Because the point is to get to there next year, is to get to the Premier League next year. Check this, right? How many points is it to survive normally?
40.
Around 40. They've got 15 right now, so they're not far. You know what I'm saying? Like another 15 points from 30. You need to get those 30 points in the bag.
Hold on. West Ham have more points than Man United.
Yes, they're
Fam,
third.
January we need to sign.
It's easy to start. and the thing about West
Sorry, they're
Ham, is they also like they could have got a point against United,
Yeah.
which they were unlucky to do. So it's just like Big Sam has done like really
He's
well.
very, very much, yeah.
I don't
his signings have been
understand.
great, and he's
When fans want him out, I don't understand.
No.
Football.
They wanted him out before he started doing this.
No, but
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
Before
not
he
anymore.
before the football got improved.
Okay, last
they
season.
wanted him
No,
out.
last season's Allardyce. Even that West Ham team.
No, but
Why?
Do you remember before they had that 4-game winning streak? Then it was like, all right, cool. Now West Ham
Yeah.
are back. They were poor last year.
Petri,
Before that,
Yeah, they
4
were
I
games,
don't
very
know
good.
why
They were poor
people
last year.
thought West Ham should be higher than they were.
Well,
West Ham had a poor team last season.
No.
their only option was Andy Carroll, and he came out and they were playing Kevin Nolan up front.
And he
it
was
was
not
like-
fit. He wasn't even fit last year. Mate,
Andy Carroll hasn't been fit for a while.
dude,
now.
West Ham's team on
And
paper
now-
last season
now
was
they've got-
poor.
They look like Sunday League football.
And the thing is, for me,
Yeah.
I felt like it was spoiled of West Ham fans. Because I felt like, wait, you just came back in the Premier League not long ago. Let's not forget
That's the
that.
same way I feel about Newcastle.
Nah,
Newcastle.
no,
fans.
that's a different case. I'm sorry. Newcastle's a different ballgame.
What do
Different.
Have you seen? Did you hear
Different
Roy
ballgame.
Keane said in his book about Newcastle?
That's what he said about Tottenham.
Newcastle fans think that they're a big club, but they have no reason to think that. They've won nothing, yet
No, they're a big
they have
club.
this pompous, like, we're a big club,
They're a
we
big
should
club.
expect big things.
So I'll tell you
They
what,
haven't won anything.
People call people like Villa a big club. If you're going to call people like Villa a big
Villa's
club,
won the Champions League, well,
Yeah.
European Cup.
100
But,
years ago, like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Yeah,
but,
still-
but,
still
but,
won it, bro.
Yeah,
but
but-
Newcastle have won nothing.
Newcastle's still a big club.
I call them a big club. I agree with
Newcastle's
you.
a big
But
club.
they have won nothing.
In the last probably 20 years, they probably finished above Aston Villa 19 of them times. Do you know what I'm
That's
saying?
so not true.
When did Villa finish above Newcastle?
Villa-
Bar the year they got relegated.
When they had Martin O'Neill, Villa were finishing like sixth.
Fifth and
Villa
sixth.
made Europe.
When did
Was the
Newcastle
last
make
time
Europe?
Newcastle made Europe?
When did they make
Bruh.
Europe?
Bruh.
No, they made it recently.
Nah.
2003 blood.
When was
No,
the last
man,
time
I'm
you
talking
saw?
about Europe. No, they were in Europe in Pardew's first year.
Yes, you're right.
Bruv, there was a year when they were
Yeah.
hot
They
cake,
didn't finish
bruv.
fifth one year.
They were hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were hot one year. That was not long
2012.
ago.
2012.
Was it 12, yeah? When you lot finished sixth, they finished above you that year.
Okay, because I was thinking,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
2012.
year was this?
I'm
2012.
trying to think. Hold on.
Newcastle did alright. But we're comparing Newcastle and Villa, and they're both annoyingly flippy floppy teams.
No,
you never know where
Newcastle's
they're
a
gonna
big
finish.
club, yeah, with a massive stature. It's got financial backing. It's got a huge stadium. The money they make is ridiculous. They're, I don't know.
Discounts and
I don't know.
sports direct.
I don't know how Pardew still has a job there for the life of me. And I get why Newcastle fans are. I don't know a Newcastle fan that wants Pardew to stay. I've not heard it.
Alan Shearer.
Does he?
No, I'm
You d-
He's the only Newcastle.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh,
Shearer?
Obertan loves
Me.
Padre.
Overtime. Oh, man.
I
We're just
think,
bouncing.
I think his head is.
Okay, cool. Since we're on Newcastle anyway, first win of the season. It's Newcastle's first win of the season. What game are we? 8. Is it the 8th game this
week-
Are
weekend?
we not game
Hey.
week 9?
It's week 8.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
week 8.
It's week 8.
Where are those Newcastle supporters? Where are those, not supporters, but the guys that were saying, oh, Pardew can't be out. Oh, I was speaking too soon. I was speaking too early. Bloody hell. He won a game now.
He's still here though.
He's gonna be here for
Yeah,
a
no, because
while.
I've had to actually succumb to the fact that Ashley actually likes Pardew.
Yeah.
So he can't get sacked.
Yeah.
He
But
actually can't get
it's
sacked.
really unfair because we always talk about how our managers come in and out and it's really bad. Like we're just talking about Tottenham, they've
Yeah.
chopped and changed managers all the time. Newcastle have stayed with the same manager.
Yeah.
They've sold their best players, which
Yeah.
is like
Well, how
This
many
must
best
be so
players did they
frustrating.
sell?
I was gonna say they sold probably their best
How-
player.
they
many
sold Bar, they sold Kabai, they sold.
Oh, I thought you meant like last season.
No,
I mean,
I think
oh,
he's
you're
talking
talking
about
about- okay,
the
yeah,
Pardew
Pardew's
era.
reign.
yeah.
Oh, only Barn can buy.
Demba
But those are their best players at those times.
What the problem with this is that they don't spend it. They didn't spend their money wisely. Like you
Yeah.
get 20 for Kabay, and what did you do with that?
Yanga Mbua.
What did you do with 20 million of Kabay? You can buy a good midfielder to replace that. Somebody like
Grenier.
Sigurdsson could have been a good player at Newcastle. That would have fitted nice to replace Kabay. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to know how to, because they spend like 1.7 million on like 10 players.
Because they had because
Yeah.
Sim De Jong is still injured, isn't he?
They go to France.
No,
man.
Yeah,
wait,
Sim de
which
Jong
one
is
did they
still
get rid of? That's why they had a De Jong last year.
Luke De Jong.
Okay, so they got rid of
And they
him.
got Sim De Jong.
Sim de Jong's still injured.
And they're both from the same club, I think. No, one was from Gladbach. I can't remember who's who. One of
Luke
them's
De Jong
Dutch.
was from Gladbach, and Sim De Jong was from Ajax.
Ajax.
I
Oh
think.
gosh. Anyway, that's interesting. But Newcastle, they get their first win.
Yeah, it's good for them, bro.
Will Pardew actually stay manager till the end of the season?
If he makes
It's
that 40 points,
unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but
What? So
he
now,
will.
so
if he
Newcastle
makes
can
that
look
40
at
points.
are looking at surviving
Yeah.
this
They have
early.
to.
You've won your first game.
in 8 weeks.
They
in
can't
October.
look at the top half. They can't look at Europe.
You've won your
nothing
first
like
game in October.
No, Europe, no, okay.
that. You can't look at none of those things.
So-
You've won your
Survival,
first
bro.
game in October.
I think it's early
In
doors.
fact,
It
it depends on January. and
when
it
was
depends on-
Newcastle's last win? Bruh.
Wow. Survival.
Wrong manager, isn't it? They got the wrong
Just
manager.
stay in
No,
the
no, but this is what I'm
Premier
trying to say. It's,
And the wrong. What's his name? Ashley. They got the wrong.
I was gonna say Ashley has a part to play in this as well.
they both do.
To sign a
I
man
think
on,
their
on-
team is just so poor. I think if you put, I don't know, Alex Ferguson to
Yeah,
manage
no,
them
'cause-
now,
but
he can't
you
do
look
much
at-
with it.
But it's because
Do you know what I
Pardew
mean?
made that
No,
team.
no, I think
That's why I'm
I think
blaming him
if
for
you,
it.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
think
that.
if you
He made
minus
that.
a few of their defenders and their striking options and
Newcastle's
replace
team.
them, Newcastle's a different team.
Their team is poor, bro.
That's
It's a different
half
team.
the team.
Their team is
No,
poor.
no, I'll say what college
Name
team.
a player you would buy for United from that team.
None.
None. The only guy
Not
I would think of
one.
is Sissoko.
I was gonna say that.
That's
I was
the only guy
gonna
I would
say.
even think
I was
of
gonna say.
buying.
I was gonna say if there's someone who gets a string of hope,
I would only think of
It's
buying.
Sissoko.
him. No one at Tottenham would buy a Newcastle player.
Sissoko.
They would.
Maybe.
They would buy.
Maybe.
Sissoko.
But they got like
No
8
one
of them.
Yeah, no one. That's a perfect.
Yeah.
No one at Tottenham.
No one
would
at
buy
Tottenham
a
would buy a
Newcastle
Newcastle player right now.
None of them.
No,
None
not
of them.
Krul.
They're that bad.
Not at back four. And you know what? Tottenham's back four is shocking.
No.
The fact that
Konichi-
Kabul is a captain.
Konichi-
Oh God, that is shocking.
He's-
And you still
he's-
wouldn't even look at Newcastle's back four.
Konechini is pants.
Is Santon still
God.
there?
Santon is Davide Santon. Is
I'll
still
take
there.
him. I'll take him. I like
I
him.
haven't seen Santon play in ages.
I haven't seen him play for a
He's
while.
No,
not
but I,
great.
no, but
I'll take Santon for real.
But I feel like Santon.
I'll take Tiote.
Oh gosh.
I'll take
I
Tiote.
take Sissoko before T.
Tiote is just tired of being at Newcastle. That's why he's not performing.
Sissoko played in the World Cup, bruv,
Yeah,
and played well.
yeah. But
Right,
name,
so-
name this French
So,
midfielder.
so of all this,
Name was
Sissoko is the
Sissoko.
only player you would take on the bench of your club.
Say that again.
So out of that whole squad,
Yeah.
Sissoko is the only player you would take on the bench.
I named 2 more. I said I'll take Santon. I'll take
On the bench.
Santon plays where
You're not
left
gonna-
or right back.
You're not gonna put.
But
None of them
he
are
can
getting
play
into.
left back.
You're not gonna put him in the first team. Whereas,
Santon.
yeah,
I'll
as-
put him first team.
whereas 3 years ago we looked at them and we thought Ben Arfa.
I'll put Tiote in
we
first
looked
team,
at
bro. Tiote would be my
Kabay.
first
We
team.
looked at Cisse was scoring a lot. Bar was scoring a lot. And they both had spells where they did well. And Krul was even really good back then. That's 5 players I've just named from 2012.
Personally, I
That
think
would have
I
got
think
into
I
top
think, I
squads.
think Krul is still good. I think his back four is.
He is
poor.
garbage. Krul is garbage.
He got me a clean
I'm
sheet
not
on
gonna
the
lie. He's
fantasy last
garbage.
week.
You say you got your clean sheet. You see the thing? Did you see that shot when it hit the bar? It was a cross, and it hit the bar, and Krul was just like,
He just flapped.
Oh
it.
my God,
And
he was
it
like,
was-
oh,
if he gets
oh,
some points
oh.
on fantasy, he gets some points on fantasy.
yeah, 1 week. Next
Okay,
week,
and
you
you
get
swap
1
him
point.
in.
No, no,
you
no,
swap him
no, no.
out.
Keyword is fantasy. It's
Yeah.
not real.
And at home to Leicester, which I said Leicester don't beat the teams around them, and that's why they're going to be in the relegation zone.
They
Real
haven't won
talk.
since Man United.
Real talk.
We haven't.
Real talk. They drew at home to Burnley. That says a
Burnley?
lot, bro.
Yeah, they need to.
Burnley hadn't scored a goal till they met them, and scored twice.
No, they had. They hadn't
Oh,
scored in
is
like
it?
5 games.
Oh, yeah,
They
they
had
scored
scored
against Chelsea.
against Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, fair dues. But anyway, you know, that's life.
We
They
love
did get a draw
Burnley.
against Arsenal, which was a good result. And speaking of Arsenal, they got another draw. Oh, God. At home.
Nice segue.
You gotta love it.
I think the best part of that game was the elbow, the RKO given to Flavidi.
Okay.
Before that goal came.
Listen. I was mad when I saw that goal.
David.
I was
David.
furious.
He
Bro,
hit him
talk
with
to
the,
us.
with the
No,
sledgehammer.
Right. I was like, because I was at church, innit, yeah? I was hearing it.
You was in the church.
You were in
So I
church.
get home, match of the day, yeah? Arsenal come on. I found out at 2-2, I was like, dead. So I see their first goal, yeah. I was just like, okay, it's a foul. But remember that comment you made? The manliness needs to return to football.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Clear the ball, bro.
Real talk.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
man.
I was 50-50 about the foul because I was
Yeah,
like, hey, it's a foul.
No.
But Flamini.
It's a foul.
No. My thing
Right.
is, it's a foul. But then I look at Wenger, whose birthday is today? Le Professeur.
Eh.
65.
Today.
Bon anniversaire.
Why are games on important days for this guy? And he's not going to... Oh,
No,
this
no,
guy's
no,
Because
no.
because God designed
I'm
it that
dreading
way.
it.
No, but the thing
Listen, I tell you this now. If Arsenal don't win at Anderlecht tonight, yeah, it's because of this massive thing that's going on. Nah, man, I can't deal.
Listen.
I can't deal.
What thing, Peter? Enlighten us.
That thing.
What thing?
Like, there's always a massive event when it comes to an Arsene Wenger game, and it just doesn't go well.
The omen.
The omen of
The bad
1,000
omen.
game, his 100th home game, his... Oh, it does my head in. Who calculated this guy's 1,000 games? Who on earth even counted these games? No, honestly, Ernest, how are you going to count how many games he's managed? No. Bedrin. No, but honestly, how do they know this? Why does anyone
No,
care?
the question you should be asking is who counted all those 1,000 goals?
Real talk. For Pele. That's a milestone. His aim was to go and hit, score goals.
Didn't Aguero score the 200th goal of the Premier
Hold on a
League?
second. Hold on. No. In fact, back to City. Aguero is Man City's all-time top goal scorer.
In the Premier League.
Under 100 goals, and he's the all-time top goal scorer. And you know who the guy was before him?
Carlos Tevez. I told you this.
What a joke.
Sir, man have been there like 3 seasons.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
what I'm saying.
You're not a big team.
That's-
Not a big team. Tevez was in and out. Tevez went for a
had a
takeaway.
loan
He was
spell.
there so short.
He was on a loan spell. He was on a loan. He even took a vacation of like 6 months. That's why he went to
honestly,
Argentina for like a year.
When I tell people, listen, Man City, yeah.
Aguero is still new. Aguero is still finding parts of Manchester that he's never been to. And he's the top scorer of City.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that is the baddest. of
When I
tours.
tell people, yeah, Man City.
They just need to leave these milestones alone. Leave Arsene Wenger alone. Let him manage his club. Let him sort out the issues that he knows he made. Just leave him to it. But anyway, 2-2. It was almost 2-1 at the end of the game, though. It could have finished. We could have had a defeat.
Shout out
at
to
home
Welbeck.
to Hull. What is it with Hull?
No.
Why are we finding them tough all
The
of a sudden?
second goal was just this day squad was just like poor.
From the kickoff of the second half. We hadn't even touched the
what
ball.
our team was doing.
I think the worst
I think
thing
Cole
was
was just out for revenge, honestly.
But you see me, man. You know what I've said about our 2 centre backs for years. Like this Mertesacker
Mertesacker.
stuff. Nah, it doesn't.
I thought
it's
you
not-
liked Mertesacker and Koscielny
No.
when there was a year when
There was
Peter
a year
liked
when
no,
they had the
there was
best
a year when
partnership.
you
I
liked
said
something.
I
They
said
were
that
there.
was last season, but I said that it looked good only because we went to Old Trafford with Johan Giroud and Miguel. That was our centre back for the season. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Ignacy Miguel.
Wenger was going with those two. As for the season, he had to buy someone. Mertesacker over 100 caps for Germany. You think, okay, competent. We've got somebody. Hallelujah for that. Do you know what I'm saying? When it actually comes to the crunch, this guy couldn't even, you know what I'm saying, stop headers at the time.
Hold on. Why was Mertesacker in the opposition half? Yeah. When there was a pass that's made, and I'm like,
He sets up the goal.
yeah.
funny enough.
Why is he there?
We had the ball. That's what it was. We have the ball. When we have the ball, we actually carry that ball for
I
a
thought
while.
if he loses that ball,
If he loses it, it's a mare. Hence flipping Everton when he got twisted
When
by
Lukaku.
Yeah, because he was in the halfway line there as well.
that's what I'm saying. Listen? If I know my weakness is pace, I am not moving.
Yeah, but I don't think that's.
I'm not moving.
I don't think that's him. I think Arsenal's play a high line.
We do.
So it's
We
like
definitely do.
if,
You
if,
can't
if that's
play
the way
deep.
the team plays, he
You
can't.
can't play deep.
You can't play deep.
That kind of
can he?
attacking football.
Yeah.
You can't be attacking and deep because then
It's just-
your midfield is exposed to the
And
high
there's a
three.
huge gap.
It's a
But,
massive
but,
gap.
but at least if there's a counter attack, you're there.
But it don't work like that because you have the ball to score the goal. You don't think,
I'm gonna lose the ball.
if you think like that, you've lost the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
You've already lost it.
No, but,
So-
no, but I always expect the worst, and so you plan ahead. Because in football, it can change.
Because then you can catch
It
someone
could-
on the
it could-
offside trap. The purpose of a high line is to catch guys
Yeah,
offside.
but if you don't catch them,
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to say. It's
Yeah.
just look at Mangala's goal. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just you can't just hope that. I know the tactic is to play a high line to push up forward. It's just if you know your weakness, because I want to get to Phil Jones.
Yeah.
From Monday night.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get to Phil Jones.
We'll get to that later.
And I look at stuff like that and I'm just like, I don't want to preempt anything I'm going to say. It's just, I don't like it. I'm old school. If you're a defender, stay at the back. If your name ends in back, stay at the back.
The
bruv.
thing is, sometimes
Honestly.
you need the bodies though, because if Mertesacker was with the back four in a line at the back four, and you've got all that space in the middle, when Hull counter attack, they're going to bring their defenders with them too, and then you're going to
Then
be
you
like,
can counter attack.
well, but you don't think like that.
Chelsea does.
You don't think like that. No, because
Not
if
necessarily.
a team is counter attacking,
The way you lot defend,
you're not
I
thinking
think
about
is
counter.
brilliant.
You're
Did you
not
see
thinking
John
about
Terry's
that.
goal yesterday?
He scored a side
he
foot
was
in
in
the
the
6-yard
penalty
box.
area.
He was offside.
He scored.
Yeah,
He
he was
scored
offside.
with his
He
foot
was
in
offside.
the penalty
John
area.
Terry was in the penalty area. No corner, no
That's-
free kick.
yeah,
he
I know.
ran.
That's what I said about it.
No, it's Maribor.
That's what I found funny.
Yeah, but that,
No,
but
Champions
we're talking
League.
about
No,
defensive
no,
tactics.
no,
though.
no, it's-
But Terry does that.
Champions League.
Always.
I mean, no.
You're in the
Yeah,
Champions League.
it's
You're big enough to
Maribor.
be in the
No,
Champions
I'm
League.
telling you,
But we're
it's
talking about the
Maribor.
defensive tactics.
No,
That's what he
trust
did.
me,
If you're in the
Maribor.
Champions League, you're
Trust
big
me.
enough. You're
Trust me.
a big enough club.
Who did you bring on? Solanke.
Yeah. And Nathan Ake played about 40 minutes.
No, but Ake
Man like
is dope. I like Ake.
Big up
But
Nathan.
Solanke,
Kurt Zuma played the whole game. And it's like, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't even clock that. Shame.
they rested Cahill.
Yeah, man, he needs that rest. He's got that shift at Old Trafford, boy.
Yeah, he's got far count.
He's got a shift on Sunday.
He was watching game film.
But anyway, we're talking Arsenal Hull. I have nothing more to say. For me, it's
We've
just
got
I'm
problems,
just like,
bro.
look, the problem was in the summer. Every game that Arsenal drop
And
or
it's
lose
them,
points,
That AGM.
it's
yeah?
due to summer. Yeah,
Did you see the AGM?
it was very calm this year. In
No,
previous years,
apparently,
in
there-
previous
there was
years,
a lot
Sweet,
more
though.
complaints.
Though.
huh?
There was a lot of complaints this year.
No,
about
we
how
complain
bad-
every year.
No, but I'm saying that there was no question answered.
Here's
Well-
the thing, though, that I obviously knew I was suspicious, but the way what's his name, the chairman, said if Wenger has a plan, we back him. If he doesn't, we keep quiet. So he's the one running the club. They say
knew this, though.
what they're saying.
We always knew that Wenger was running it.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, but that's the thing that scares me is if Wenger doesn't have a plan, there is no plan.
No, because they're not footballers. They're not football brains. So of course,
Fam, Wenger
he's just saying it as it is.
Nah.
Literally, that's what it is. If Wenger
Yeah, but
decides,
it's not the same like that in every club.
no, of course not.
Pete, but don't you
Of
see
course
that
not.
as a problem?
Well, this has been my beef from day one.
That's
That's been my beef from 2006.
That's a major concern.
It's the same problem we've had. What do you think the Arsenal the protest for Arsenal is all about? What do you think the protests have been all these years?
I don't know.
It's
Is it half of your Wenger out, half of your buy
it's-
players?
Yeah, it's either Wenger out or the board.
I met at work. I met a guy who's been supporting Arsenal since '81.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he absolutely hates Wenger. As in, there is a raw. It's almost satanic.
I just want to say that guy's ungrateful for that. If he's been a fan from the 80s,
He said
he's ungrateful.
He said something that I found quite hilarious. He
Go
said
on.
he doesn't give money directly to Wenger, so he doesn't go to the home games, but he goes to the away games. I said, I was just like, you're still
What?
giving money. To
What is, like,
Yeah, but I know.
that's just
I
an
know,
ungrateful guy.
I know a lot
Do you know
of
what
people
it was
that
like for the 70s and 80s of Arsenal? It was horrible.
I mean, he was there.
Yeah, but
I give him respect in the fact that he's been around. But for him,
you can't dap your hatred. Bro. No.
you know what I'm saying? Because what's the solution is he saying then? Who's he saying?
he's,
we
he,
should have?
he's saying he met Wenger for the first time, and I was interested to hear what he was going to say. He said when he saw Wenger for the first time, he said to get the F out of his mouth. I said,
You're just dividing the house. You know what I mean? While you got him, support the guy while you've got him. Like,
That's crazy.
he's got a 3-year contract. We've got 3 years of this. Like,
you have 3
yeah,
years.
I've already accepted this. Like next season when Manham gets shocked, buy a player. I'm like, bro,
He's going
he
to be,
signed
he's going to be
a 3-year
He's going to
contract.
be 68.
And when he signed a 3-year contract, everyone wanted him to sign at that time when we won the FA Cup.
Yes,
So,
yes.
What, sit down then. Sit down.
Yeah, but the thing that scares me is that you look at Arsenal's team and midfield and the players that he's brought in.
Yeah.
He's brought a lot of good players, just always one or two short every transfer window.
No, the guy is, I'm telling you,
I mean,
Like I
Arsenal
say,
have
two-sided
Alexis
coin.
Sanchez.
two-sided coin. He's a
Mesut
magician
Ozil.
on one side. The other side, he's just stubborn. It's
Yeah.
just plain stubbornness.
I saw a picture on Twitter.
That's
which
my only beef with Wenger at all. Because he's got the talent. He knows how to manage a club. He knows how to win games. At the end of the day, if you finish in the top 4, you've won the
You
majority.
must
of the
be
games.
good enough.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Every year, even with the shower that
must
we've
be
had,
good enough, yeah.
like the team has been awful.
Yeah.
But you know, he pulled it, and for me, that's why I always say, look, if we had another manager, be careful what you wish for. They would not do the same job Wenger did, with no money, because that's what people based his last 8 years on. You're forgetting he had no people.
But you see, the thing is, where I stay away is I don't know where the problem lies. That's why I'm not quick to say Wenger out. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, so I couldn't care less. But it's just the whole thing of
The problem is,
I personally think we really don't know whether Wenger is being given money, and it's a thing of if you want 50M for Hummels, I'll give you 50M, or it's a thing of we're not going to give you. This is your budget, and we're not going to give you.
No, but the thing is,
my
that's
problem
the
is,
thing.
this season he bought Sanchez, Chambers, Debussy,
And Welbeck.
on Welbeck. Finish the job. You know we need a DM and another centre back. Finish the job.
that's the thing, because I don't think you need to go 50 million on Hummels. I'll be mad if he did that.
No.
I'll be angry if Wenger did something like that. That goes against everything I
I'm just
usually
saying
stand for.
hypothetically, if you want more money,
Because I think
I'm saying 50 million
is a money problem.
no, because the thing is, do you
really?
know what? Listen, Ernest, Wenger doesn't spend the money.
I don't think it's a money
That's
problem.
that's what it comes down to. Because even after those 4 players he's named, none of them were under 10 million. All of them were quite expensive, yeah, for Arsenal anyway. And then you come around next month and the reserves are 173 million. Profit. There's like that's
See,
money.
This is what I'm
you can
saying.
throw
That's
away.
money.
You don't
they're
even need to
chilling.
keep that. Yeah.
So
What's his name?
finish
Stan
the
Kroenke
job.
takes 3 million out of the club for his own investments. 3
so then you got
million.
170.
3 million.
Fam,
That's
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of money.
Finish
Oh,
the
That's a
job.
lot of money.
welcome. Come to Man United,
a lot.
and we'll tell you how much Joe Glazer
Yeah,
took out last year.
but the difference,
200
the difference between the Glazers and all them lot, yeah, is that your manager turns around and says, "I'll put 30 on a player and buy him."
and buy him.
Do you know what I'm saying? Our situation was this: it's every season where we're 2 players short, 1 or 2 players short. Last year we were one player short last year.
Striker.
One striker. We were 1 player short last year, and yet we've gone with the same midfield next season. Yet we seem to be a DM light all of a sudden because it's at 1 step too late. Like we should have solved that issue time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Job.
Okay.
Because the years when he didn't have money, I can't fault
Yeah,
the
I
guy.
can't complain.
But when-
that's what
but
I was saying.
when-
I'll say for the sake of argument, the first 6 years of the 8-year gap, you can't really make too much.
Yeah.
For me, it's the case of when Fabregas and Nasri went 1 year, Song and Van Persie went another year. Who did you replace those with? You haven't replaced them even now.
We've replaced Van Persie.
Yeah, you know. There you go.
Well, yeah.
There you
That's Arsenal for you, bro.
Anyway, so yeah, Arsenal in trouble. Injuries. Walcott's back, so that's
Ospina's
great.
out for 3 months.
Yeah,
Are you being serious?
Martinez is in goal tonight.
No, I know he's
Martinez
he's
is in
out
goal.
for 3 months. Is this official?
Martinez
Physio
is in-
room.
is in- is
Follow
in
physio
goal- is
room.
in goal tonight at the left.
Guys, I was reading the Metro yesterday and I found out Theo Walcott is 25.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my! I thought he was like 27 or at least
No.
like. He's
Walcott-
25
he's
years
a-
old.
Listen, man, I'm hating my boy.
Three-
Feels hard. Feels all right. He's all right.
What do you mean?
Like people think his time's over. And it's like
Who?
yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
They were saying that because you know when he missed the World Cup, they said that's it. So that's his last World Cup, dude. I'm like he's still got another World Cup and can push another World Cup after that. Push
If he was that.
if he really wants
If
to
he was
push.
that good. But
Because the next World Cup he'll be 29.
At 34?
He'll be 29 in the next World
well,
Cup.
ask yourself,
So
ask yourself
33.
how old
How
Lampard
old
and
was
Gerrard
Gerrard
were
and
this year.
Lampard? They went
So
Different positions, though.
yeah, but they adapted into those positions.
You're
So
a winger.
Lampard when he was 25 was not
What
playing
other
where
position is
Lampard.
Walcott going to play?
No, but
Could be a striker.
when Lampard was 25, he
Could be
was
a
not
striker.
playing where he played at this.
Is
where
Walcott
he
going
played
to
at
be
this World
popping
Cup.
as a striker at 34?
Could be a
Yeah,
striker.
but you never know.
Could score goals.
I mean, it's a pointless debate.
Is
But
Walcott
you
going
never
to
know.
be popping? Yeah.
Because there will be no Sturridge.
Yeah, you can't say he won't, and you can't say he will.
There'll be no Rooney.
Why won't there be Sturridge?
Well, how old Sturridge?
Sturridge is younger than Walcott.
Really?
Yeah.
By how much?
1 year.
Okay, so it'll be so both of them there.
Yeah.
Sturridge at 33 and Walker at
No,
34.
Sturridge won't be
Yeah,
there,
I
bro.
think Walker will make it.
Do you know
Sturridge
who-
won't.
yeah.
Walcott will make it.
Yeah.
No, I've
Walker will make it.
never
Sturridge won't be
No,
there.
no,
This
no,
is the
no,
dumbest
no,
debate.
no, 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 I'm not
Walker
agreeing,
will
bro.
make it.
We're debating the England squad for the World Cup.
Wenger knows how to get years out of a
Wait,
player.
Sturridge
Rosicky still
24 years.
plays
Lord
international
Bentner.
football. What? He's garbage.
Why did he get years out of him,
He's
bro?
garbage. How old is Ben?
Where he
He's
is,
probably
man.
our age.
Where
He's
he
probably
at,
like
though?
25.
No way. No way. He can't be 25.
Why do you say it like he just didn't believe that Walcott was 25?
No, Bender can't be 25.
Why?
Just not having that. Look at him.
Look at him.
He's so lazy. How can he play like that and he's 25? How can he play like that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Anyway,
We
good
can
thing,
go. We can go.
good thing he's out. Anyway, so
Mesut
Özil.
Oh.
Özil. Anyway, yeah, it's unlucky Özil. Sorry, man. Anyway,
Sorry, man.
but Monday Night Football, we saw the baggies.
Oh, segue.
Segue.
Yeah.
26.
We were talking about how we didn't know whether the pointless debate of World Cup 2 years away.
Yeah.
No, 2 World Cups away.
Yeah.
Who will be playing, whether it be Walcott or Daniel Sturridge. One player that could be playing, Saido Berahino.
Berahino.
He could be in that England squad.
He could be in that squad. We found out he's from Burundi, home of the East Africans.
I could see Brendan Rodgers coming for him.
Brendan.
Can we just leave him at West Brom, please?
What? This season?
Two
Yes.
seasons. This season and the season
not
after.
2 seasons.
Can we leave him there?
Nah, his team could be relegated. Then what?
They're not going to be
saying.
relegated because West Brom are a
He's
good
there.
side.
Because
I
he's
was gonna say
there.
he's there. But West Brom are a good side. West Brom are a good
Can't
side.
go down.
They're not going to be
You
relegated.
know you can get injured, didn't
Let's
Good
just
performance from West Brom
Yeah.
on Monday.
For like 6 months.
But he
Good-
could get into
good
that Liverpool.
performance
He get into
on
that big
Monday.
club.
Frustrated me yesterday
I'm-
in that match.
Well, it weren't yesterday.
Not yesterday.
Let's first get out of the way.
I had to rewatch it yesterday.
You had to rewatch?
because of
I
today.
can't
watching
rewatch my team lose and drop points. Oh, that's horrible.
No, Januzaj.
That's horrible.
Adnan.
Januzaj. You had the match. You had.
How
this was the
many
match to
Man
prove.
United fans thought that was actually going to be a home and away win? Seemed quite easy as well. Two
Two
hands
hands
are
up.
raised. Because I didn't think you were going to win. I didn't genuinely think you're because the Hawthorns is a joke thing, man.
When was the last time we lost there?
Listen, your defense is a sham, and going
No, it
away
is.
from home, United are going to find it tough.
We
Every
are.
away
But you
game.
see, the thing is, my whole thing is, I know up until we get a solid defender, we are going to concede goals. I've had that in my head from when I saw Vidic leave and he didn't get replaced.
And
I
that's what
I said to people already, I said, I don't know who this Marcos Rojo you is. And I got angry when you got given the number 5 shot. I thought, number 5.
such numbers.
Number 5 is, hey.
Did you see his
don't
attempted
understand.
his attempted block for Berahino? Was it Sessegnon's goal?
He looked like Michael Jackson.
He went to handball that.
That would have been more
He
embarrassing.
wanted to slap that.
And that would have been more embarrassing. You know what
You
I'm
know?
saying? He needs to come off Instagram, taking pictures with these leather pants,
Yeah.
and actually focus on defending, bro.
I genuinely see the story of United being this till January.
Yeah, honestly,
Home wins,
December is coming.
away defeats, away drop points.
December is nigh.
Away drop.
Yeah.
Because Burnley away, you didn't score there.
Well, to be fair, Burnley, like, I don't think any of the games outside of Burnley have been goal-scoring issues.
No, as in you didn't score at Burnley, but then you didn't get even a point at Leicester,
Yeah.
and to get a draw at West Brom.
No, like I said, for me, my thing is, I know we're gonna score goals. I just don't know if we're gonna keep a clean sheet. I just don't know. And I have that in the back of my head, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
For me, obviously, keep it to a minimal. Don't make it 5-4. We're not Real Madrid, bro. That's long. You see what I'm saying? But
Just the
for me,
competence, man.
let me get to my boy Philip Jones.
Philip.
I was
Philip-
gonna say, can we go back to Januzaj?
No, forget Januzaj because attacking, he's gonna get 3 games and then he's gonna score a banger and we're gonna come here and say Januzaj for president. Well, Januzaj will become good this season. I have no problem with that.
How
But
many games will he get?
I just feel like he
'Cause
didn't prove himself.
It
yesterday.
depends. It depends on the formation we play.
No,
because
yesterday.
for me,
I keep thinking it's yesterday. Monday. I did not feel like he proved himself on Monday.
Because for me, I
honestly.
look at it like this: we don't have a left winger, unless you want to call Ashley Young.
So wait, what's Young and Valencia? What are they? Right wingers.
They are benchers.
Dead wood.
Yeah, but
They are benchers.
they'll
Dead
do a
wood.
job for you. They'll,
What job?
They'll,
What job?
They'll play on the wing. Like
Play.
they don't-
What's play?
Can they play left?
What does play mean?
Not Valencia.
What do you mean? What does play?
No, what does
play?
play
Do
mean?
what Januzaj did against West Brom. That's what I mean.
Nothing. Yes, they can do that.
Yeah, so Januzaj, that's what I mean.
Why would I bring someone on to do nothing?
No, but you get what I'm trying to
No,
say.
Oscar,
They're
Oscar,
good
Oscar,
players that
Oscar,
signed that have
Oscar,
played well for
Oscar,
United in the
Oscar,
past.
Ashley Young.
So
Ashley Young has had one good season. The year
Yeah.
he came, Yeah, that's it.
So if he's not going to play, then why have you got him in your team? My point is, you've got players that can play on that left-hand side, and it's like, yes, Januzaj is the best out of all of them.
What? Listen,
Because you said we've got no other left wingers, but you've got players that play in that role.
well,
so,
yes, we have two goalkeepers. I'm not going to mention Lindegaard. Listen, all I'm saying is this: Ashley Young and Valencia are not good enough for Man United. They are not good
Is
enough.
Januzaj?
Yeah, we're yet to see. He had
No,
one
but
good
Januzaj is
season,
still young.
and he's 19. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Based on last season, is he good enough to play for
Yeah.
Manchester United?
Based
To
on-
start
based-
for Manchester United?
Well, yes, because we have no one else. We have no one else. If you're telling me you want to see Ashley Young weekly getting the ball, looking on the ground, and not looking up to pass, you want to see that every week.
I like Ashley Young. I don't know why.
Huh?
I like Ashley Young.
Do you?
I do. I like
and
Ashley
he
Young.
dives.
I feel sorry for him, man.
I don't like if Chelsea are playing against Man United. I don't like Ashley Young on the ball because I feel like he's going to put a cross in. And
Yeah,
he's gonna
he
cause
looks
problems
dangerous.
for
He
your
does
defence.
look dangerous.
He's gonna
He's
do
more
something.
dangerous to me than
But
Januzaj.
obviously, you watch every Man United game, so you know more than me.
I
Yeah.
tried to
That's how I
argue. I
feel.
tried to argue my point about Ashley Young's crossing last year, and even Sky Sports said to me, "Nah."
Like even you know what?
It's
Like
not
even
gonna
Nani. If you had Nani still in this team, I'm more fearful of him of the four.
You see, the thing is, yeah,
Bro,
you see,
Nani does some dirt
No,
when he wants to.
no. You see, the thing is, I'm with him
Nani does
until
dirt,
last
man.
year. You see, Nani, I have fought for Nani's corner every year that he's not been on it, yeah? And last season I said, you know what, if you want to go, go. You went to Lisbon and started talking stuff about, I can see myself being in Lisbon for a few years. I said, yeah, go back. Do your thing. Because when we had you, you'd get the ball and you dribble 4 guys and then shoot. And there's 4 strikers in front of you, bro. Don't go, bro. Because I'm tired of fighting for Nani, bro. I'm tired of fighting for these guys, Valencia, who gets the ball and cannot dribble to save his life. And he does a little movement and then he gets the ball taken off him. These are not wingers, bro. They're not wingers, bro.
I heard that.
Honestly.
I hear that.
Honestly, bro. So when it comes to Januzaj, you give him time. That's not a problem. Depending on the formation we play, he'll get into the team. It's
Put
just
Giggs back on.
Do you still? Take that 11 shot.
I love
Do you
that,
think?
man.
Do you think United will still make the top 4?
yeah,
Yes.
Why?
Even I think that.
because our attack is mad.
But your defense is poor.
Yeah, but I'm saying we have to wait until January.
The thing about our this is what I was gonna say.
No, because okay, in January, do you think you lot will be in the top 4 in January?
in January,
Like as in January the 1st,
In
the window
January.
just about opens. New Year's Day, will you guys be in the top 4?
I say 3 to 5th.
I think yeah, I'll say 4th, 5th.
I say 3, 4th.
Will Manchester United be in the top 4 come January the 1st?
Yes.
My God. My God.
Why are you so
No
shocked?
way.
I'm not
No
shocked at that
way.
at all.
Wait
No
for
way.
the City game,
I'm
bro.
not,
No
no,
way.
the thing that worries me about Man United is
The
because
reason, the
I
only,
thought-
can I back the
Yeah,
point?
go
Yeah?
ahead.
The only reason why I disagree is only because you've had the easiest run in the beginning of the season. Now your big games are coming.
Mhm.
You didn't do well in the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
If you're not in the top 4 even today,
Mm.
there's no way you're going to make it in December.
Do you know what I disagree?
With the same team.
Do you
that
know
you're
why
having,
I disagree
no
with
way.
that? Is because City and Chelsea are 2 big teams pushed in together.
Yeah.
Then we got Palace, then we got Arsenal.
Yeah.
So those are 3 big teams that we've got. Then after that, it's just Liverpool to worry about.
No. I'm not talking about the top 4 teams.
even
Because
the-
you're playing, you were
Tottenham
playing
isn't-
teams in the bottom half
Yeah.
of the Premier League.
Yeah.
But you're going to be playing top 10.
Yeah.
You're going to be going away. Those away games, I'm not going to see. To be honest, I don't see United winning any away games this season. You didn't get anything at Sunderland.
This
Nothing
season?
at Burnley.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yes.
You don't think they?
This season.
Are you saying it's
No,
difficult?
sorry.
or-
To January.
yeah.
To January. Sorry. As in, why I don't think they'll
that's
be in the top
crazy.
4 in January.
That's crazy.
I don't see them winning an away game this season. Sorry,
Until
this
December.
year. Till January.
December.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
'Cause
I'd be stunned if United
Think
didn't
of the
get
games.
3 points in at least one.
Think
game.
about it. Maybe QPR. Maybe. I'm saying maybe.
He's mugging off.
I'm not mugging it.
honest-
I'm
I
actually
honestly
mugging
think
it.
you are.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
honestly
no,
think
you
you
are.
are.
Listen, as
Okay.
bad as
One away game.
hold on. As bad as QPR,
Come on, bruv.
as bad as QPR are, when it comes to them big games going to QPR's ground, it's not a joke thing, bro. QPR away from home is not easy. That's just real talk.
They've beaten us there.
That's real talk.
Ah.
QPR gave Liverpool 2 goals to get the 3 points. Listen, it's not easy going there. Arsenal don't even win there that often. What I'm saying is, QPR is hard to go to away. I'm not trying to dish United in the sense that they're so dead that they can't even beat QPR away. That's not what I'm saying. But in terms of the fact, Sunderland would have been a nice, easy 3 points.
Yeah, I think even
Burnley would have been
Sunderland-
would have been an easy 3 points. Leicester would have been an easy 3 points. And all of those games you did not win.
No, we
you didn't
didn't
beat. You didn't beat Brom. Now imagine the next away games. Who have you got from off the top of your head? away games?
We've got Etihad. We've got Man City. We've got
I think
That's a bad.
and then we've got City. Then you.
City,
I think
Emirates.
United.
You're not gonna get anything at Emirates. I'm not gonna lie. City and Emirates. You're not getting anything there.
That would be a
You're-
grudge match.
You're
we'll
not
see.
getting.
We'll
I
see.
can't wait.
We'll see.
You're not
But-
gonna get anything there.
But I do kind of agree with what you're saying. But I think United will go to places like Villa, St James's Park, and
If it's
and get
between
wins.
now and the end
I
of
think,
December,
I think they will.
if it is at the end of December, you've
I
got a
think they will.
case.
No, but
But
the
okay,
thing-
but Oscar, look at it though. You follow me blindly.
no,
Yeah,
because-
but the thing that made me think about
it.
United
How can
is
you say? How can you say that Man United until December will not get an away win?
It's my opinion. I'm going based on what's happened this season.
Yeah, but
I'm not basing it because of your team just in general. I'm looking at your team and I'm thinking, okay,
So am I justified to say that Arsenal are going to draw in a lot of games until December?
yeah, it's your opinion.
No, am I justified? No, but
It's your
No, but the
opinion.
opinion has to make sense.
No,
you can't.
my
but his-
opinion makes sense.
But the thing is,
No,
both
what I'm
ti-
saying is, are you saying that our attack will not
Ernest,
win?
Ernest,
will
my-
not win us games
Ernest,
away
Ernest,
until December?
Ernest,
No, hold on.
You saw Leicester, bro.
Hold on. Let's
Your attack
no,
was on
no,
point.
no. Leicester was an anomaly. Do you know why I say that? It's because at 3-1,
depends.
yeah.
Yeah, but one
the
away.
No,
How's that an
hold on.
anomaly?
Hold on. Yeah.
An anomaly.
yeah, let him finish.
That
Let him
penalty
finish.
changed the
Let's see
game.
why.
The guy called it an anomaly.
That
Never
penalty
won
changed,
away from home.
That penalty changed the game.
Go for it.
Yeah, but
That penalty.
Go for your point.
but
No,
penalties
that-
change games.
No, that penalty changed the game. Do you know why? We were
Yeah.
3-1 up. If you give a team a second goal and it's 3-2, we all know 1-0 at a certain time in a game will change a game, change the mentality of a team. If a team is if you're 1-0 and the team finally comes in the 70th minute 1-1, it's a different game.
Yeah, same thing.
But
We
can't
saw,
I
we
say-
saw
yeah, wait,
Tottenham
yeah,
miss a
yeah.
penalty. If they scored, they
Exactly,
would have been
but
back in the
can't I
game.
say-
But that's how football is.
No. What I'm saying is that's different.
Can't I say that same mentality sort of side can't go to certain places and win then? With that mentality, can't I say
what
that?
mentality?
The mentality you just named, where you said that if you score a second goal for the opposition team, having a 1-goal lead is not easy to defend.
It's not easy to
and,
defend.
And granted, it changes games. I'm not even denying that.
Yeah.
But with that mentality, it's the same team. If that same team goes away from home to another club, can't I still make my point? Because the reason why I'm saying my point is justified, my opinion is justified, is because you haven't won away against dead teams.
No, against dead teams. But my thing is, with United, yeah, I've honestly said this from Swansea. I said, if we have our full first team, we are not losing or drawing some of those games. We've had 10 injuries from before the summer. We've had men injured for time. We haven't seen Carrick this year. I'm saying that we haven't had our first team in order to say this is Man United and this is what we look like for the rest of the season.
Right.
We haven't actually seen that. Jones had just come back in the West Brom game.
But like I
just
said,
come back.
I'm basing
Flipping-
it on what's happened this
Paddy McNair,
season.
didn't you?
We
like I
played
said,
Paddy McNair twice, and
I'm
then after
basing
the
it
second
this
game,
season.
he got injured for 3 weeks. This is
But,
my
okay,
point. It's
what
just
was your comment earlier about Arsenal? You said what about Arsenal?
that
they
what's
were
it
to
called?
draw every
You're going to
game.
draw every game until
Yeah.
December.
Right.
No, you said a lot of games. You didn't say every game, but yeah.
Okay, a
That
lot
makes
of
it- that
games.
makes
But,
it
I,
fairer.
but, I, but I don't think Arsenal is going to draw a lot of games.
Right. So why?
Because Arsenal
so why are
is
you
a
saying
superior
it?
team.
So why are you saying it?
No, I'm trying to counter what you're saying that it's justified. I'm saying, well, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's my opinion.
He made a preposterous statement to match yours because he thinks your statement isn't
is
true.
Yeah, that's fine. No, opinions. You don't have to agree. But my opinion holds weight on the basis of what's happened this season.
I just don't think that it means that it's like this. United not winning away games, it's not the same as, say, Chelsea, because I do think preparation in pre-season does help with team chemistry. It does give you guys an edge because you guys, you've had Cesc from Werder Bremen when you lost that game. So you learn from your mistakes and you carry on. We haven't had a lot of our team. That's what I'm saying to guys. So it's like, until I see our first 11, like, we're tinkering.
Why, who's out now that should be in that first 11?
Who's out now? It's just like, I look at people like Johnny Evans. He's our most senior defender. Do you see what I'm saying? We've got Rojo and we've got him on a gamble. It's like, you had a good World Cup, but you're our only fit centre-back.
You're saying you can't really. Oh. You're saying that how, you can't call it black and white in regards to
With Man United, it's just,
defence.
when I watched us during pre-season, we had Marnik Vermael. Who is that?
Whoa.
Exactly. The same guy that partnered Johnny Evans when he'd come back from injury against MK Dons. Then we played Reece James at left back because he's saying Luke Shaw's not fit. Luke Shaw came into the season unfit.
Alright, but let me ask you, in regards to the point I made, why is my point invalid?
Because I just don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's realistic to think that from
Well,
now.
how many away games do you have between now and December? They're not many.
Well, December's like 7 games
Yeah.
alone, so we'll go
So,
away.
so that could be 4 away games or 3 away games.
Uh,
That's not
we're
hard
we're
to
in
say.
October.
No, but you're saying 7 games.
No,
Yeah?
I'm saying we're in October now. I'm saying December alone is 7 games. It will be about 7 games.
No way. In a month.
Bruv.
No way.
Yeah, you do. You play
December.
about 7 games.
December.
Not
Seven.
seven, not 7 away, 7 games.
No,
Seven
7
games.
games.
Yes.
Bedroom, that's too much.
December.
Yes, you it's too much.
Mourinho came, I think,
It's
yesterday,
too much,
and
bro.
he's
Yeah,
calling,
he's
he's calling for winter break.
He
Yeah,
called
he-
for a
of,
winter
course he's,
break.
of course he's calling for it. But no, you can't. 7 games.
It is
bruv.
about 7 games.
It's about 7 games, bro. I'm
It
telling
is.
you.
Because you
December
play every
is
weekend,
serious.
and you play Boxing Day, and there's
And
like a midweek
weekdays,
game, and then
yeah.
you play on New Year's Day, regardless of what day it is.
No, but that's just the
So-
final week of December. Because
Yeah.
Boxing Day to New Year's Day is 1 week. That's just 1 week.
Yeah,
Where
and you play like 3 games in that 1 week.
You play about Christmas Eve, and then you might play Boxing Day, and you might play
I
New Year's
do
Day.
know.
That's
I
it.
do know. United have played a lot of midweek games.
I don't
in
think it's
December.
7. Seven's too much.
Midweek.
But even if there is 7, yeah, between so you're saying because how many games we played? 8, about 8ish.
Yeah,
December,
everyone's played 8, yeah.
December would have done about what? How many? Would have played about maybe 10 games between here and December. That's my opinion. I think we'll play because then we'll get to about 19 games.
Yeah, it's
18
about 19
games,
games. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
How many away games would they be out of those 10? Maybe 4 or 5. Yeah. Or,
You think so?
yeah, because you look at your fixture lists.
Yeah, I have to look at the fixture
Yeah,
list to determine.
some
that.
teams you play home, then you play.
And you're going
away
away to
home.
City, aren't you?
We're going
You're
away
away
to
to
City.
City, then you're at home to
I
Chelsea.
can't see you winning that.
Then you're home to Palace. Then you're away
You,
to.
you said we were going to win
to Arsenal.
last week.
Yeah, I know, because no, but here what I thought, yeah, when I looked at Man United's team, I thought when you played Everton, it was a tough game. I mean, Everton could have easily got something, but United kicked on and won the game. Same thing against West Ham. West Ham could have got something, but United won the game. They
No,
dug
also
in
that-
and they
Can I
got the
say something
victories in
bold about
both
those 2
games.
games? I
Let me
think
finish.
the only reason why they won that was because they were at home.
No, but let me finish.
If,
No,
like,
no,
if
no,
those 2
United,
games were away, I
United,
don't
were,
think it would
United
have
were
won.
better than West Ham, and then they got a red card, and
Fair
then
dues, no, no,
they were a
fair
bit
dues.
better than West Ham. And you felt like they were going to kick on. That's what I thought the other
And we
night.
were better than Everton.
I genuinely felt like you lot would have won those games away from home. Everton away and
I
West
don't
Ham
know,
away.
I think
fair
Everton
dues.
in the second half were better than United, to be honest.
I think.
And United were better in the first half. It was an
even.
even game, and United won it.
I don't know. I think outside of what's his name, Leighton Baines and Leighton Baines attacks and Naismith's moves. I don't think they were that.
Yeah, but
they were that
I
good
can
in it.
name 3 chances where De Gea saved the team, and part of De
Oh,
Gea's
yeah,
part of the team.
obviously,
De Gea's part of the
obviously,
team.
in those last 4 minutes of extra time,
And the penalty, of course,
Everton,
yeah.
and the penalty, and then the goal that they scored. It was like Everton. I don't know. I personally, I thought fatigue got them.
But regardless, United won the game. Yeah, they dug in and they won it. Yeah, so I figured they're going to go to West Brom and it's going to be tough, but they're going to dig in and win it again because they've beaten Everton, who's a better side than West Brom. So I just figured United's going to get on the ball rolling and
away
keep this
games
going.
Are tough, Benji.
And it's just
No, but
away
Oscar,
games are no joke.
Away games being tough as well.
That's what I'm
But
trying
the
to
fact
say.
that we've switched our team up again.
Yeah, remember we also switched up
We
our
switched
formation.
the formation and the team again.
'Cause remember
since then.
Yes. When
Yeah.
was the
They
last time you
played-
saw
You saw
Yadazar?
what they played yesterday on
Van
Monday.
Persie
They played
was
horrible.
horrible.
4-2-3-1.
What didn't they play that
We've,
against?
we have
No.
never
They
played
haven't done
that
that this
this
season.
What did you play against?
We've played 2 strikers.
West Ham.
We've played 2 strikers since the
Oh
season
yes,
started.
you have.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
You have.
But
Plus
that's the-
Yanazai, plus Phil Jones has just come back.
and the fact
Oh,
he's
Van
saying,
Gaal's got a
no,
clue.
check it.
Why
And,
is he-
and
No,
the fact,
it's injury, bruv.
But
I'm telling
Falcao
you.
and Van Persie were both there, so I figured you were going to play 2.
No, Falcao has just come back from the Colombia internationals.
just
So he's
came.
saying jet lag. He's saying he just came back.
okay, now
I mean,
say for
I heard
example,
jet lag, but I don't.
now
I
check
don't
it.
agree
Now
with
check that. Yeah, no, jet lag has its part depending on what country you came.
That's
from.
why-
Oh, Aguero didn't have jet lag.
No, because he even said that
He's in Beijing
he
or
doesn't
something.
like he didn't like our preseason games in America because there's too much traveling. Like we'll play Seattle and then Tuesday we'll play another team.
Yeah.
All right, look. Let
And
me
that's-
name your away fixtures. Yeah, from here to
Yeah.
December. Yeah, on the is it the 8th? No, it's on the. No, not the 8th. Because you got 2 home games. You got 2 home games in a row. You're playing home to Chelsea, then you got home to Palace.
In a row.
Hold on,
We've got City.
I'm missing a week here.
Did you just look at the home games?
It's West
So yeah,
Brom,
so you
Chelsea,
got City
Palace,
away.
Arsenal.
City away from home. Do you reckon you'll get anything in that game?
Yes.
We'll score.
Bloody hell! Do you reckon you'll get anything?
We'll
in that
score.
game?
You got a goal.
We'll score.
If you lose 4-1, do you know what I mean? You get nothing from the game.
We'll score.
No,
So
I'm
wait.
saying, do you reckon you'll get? Hold on. Do you reckon you'll get points at City away?
It's possible.
Ernest, answer the
No,
question.
I don't know.
No, seriously.
I don't know.
Because I'm saying it from my
Because
point of what I was
because,
saying.
because they could play like
You're
they
saying
played.
my point was not
No,
valid.
no.
I'm trying to say, okay, cool.
No,
Tell me, will you get
no.
something
I don't
at
agree
City?
with your opinion. That's
Cool.
what I'm saying.
You said it weren't valid.
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning, and then we simmered down.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
What
I'm saying,
we could play the City that plays CSK.
Ernest, I'm asking
I
a question.
don't know.
No, I'm asking for a prediction. That's what I'm asking for. A
I
prediction.
can't give you one.
Bruv, you'll lose at City.
I can't give you
He doesn't want to admit.
He's
You'll lose at City.
No. Oh,
Okay, cool.
Have I not said we're going to concede goals?
Yeah, but I'm asking
But we
what
could
will
also
you
win.
get. I'm asking what will you get at City.
Football is mad. We could win the game.
Why do we do predictions? Why do we do predictions in the first place?
No, honestly,
What's the point?
No, honestly,
What's the point of us
honestly,
doing predictions then?
No. Let's get to that week and I'll give you my prediction. I don't know now.
All right, cool.
I don't know,
So
man.
that means I can't really ask for the away games for the rest of
Yeah,
December.
next topic.
No,
man.
well, you can ask me them. City, I don't
Why?
know. Do you know why?
Why?
It's a derby, bruv. It's a different game.
Arsenal away.
I think we'll win.
Honestly,
You're
I think
mad.
we'll
I
win
think
there.
we'll
You're absolutely mad. All right.
I think it's preposterous to say either way. I think if you told me
Go on.
Arsenal are going to win that game, I'd be like, you're
Monday
crazy. If you
Arsenal
told me
win
United
that
are going to
game.
win that game,
Southampton
I'd be
away.
crazy. So
That's going to be a game.
You got
I
Southampton
think
away.
we'll lose that game.
I wouldn't say lose. I think United get a point.
Why do you think you would lose at Southampton? And anyway, each to his own. No, each to his own. Villa away.
Villa will win.
That was my point. Games like that, I think actually United winning.
Those are away games until January.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. They're not many, bruv. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said, like, look, of 4 away games where you've got Arsenal, City, Southampton, and for me to say I don't think you'll win any of them,
That's not preposterous.
that's my point. That was just my point. That from here to January,
Villa.
you said you wouldn't beat Villa. That's
I
what
think
you
we
said.
can beat Villa.
Villa. I said we'll beat Villa.
I said
No, you
they'd
didn't.
beat
You said
already.
Villa would win.
No, you
I
didn't.
said
You
Southampton would.
Southampton would win.
No, literally. When you said Villa, that's why I was like, my God, why would he think he would lose to Villa?
No, you said that about Southampton.
What was this guy talking about?
You said that about
I
Southampton.
hope I'm right.
But regardless,
We'll hear them later.
regardless, when you
I
think
thought
about
I thought you
it,
said you would
I
lose
said,
to.
I said Villa will win.
Alright,
Yes.
Yeah,
I said
Villa will win.
no, we will win. I said we'll
Oh,
win.
I thought you
I
said Villa would
will
win. Okay, I thought you said Villa would win.
oh, okay, Villa will win.
Yeah, because I was like, what? You think Villa will
Yeah.
beat you at home?
Regardless, I don't think what you're saying
Innit?
is preposterous, but I don't think it will come true. I think United
Yeah, no,
will
because it's
win
an opinion. It's just a prediction.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know.
predictions you get wrong. I've probably got a prediction wrong every week. It just happens.
The reason why I can't give City is because with City you don't know. They have a mayor in them every year.
I think City.
Every
bang.
year.
I think City are gonna.
I think
turn
City will
up
go
against
ham.
Man United.
Sandwich.
Because they take United seriously. That's the game they take. Even when United are not even playing, they take that game seriously.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
It's
one
just,
of them ones that they have to beat United.
it's just but at the same time it's also a big game for us.
I hear that, but
It's a big game for us in which all I'm saying to you is that our defense needs time. Our defense needs time.
It needs new players.
which is why I can't say the whole season.
What do you mean?
Because that's why I can't say you won't win an away game the whole season. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know. Right. Well, anyway, United will be hosting Chelsea this Sunday. Speaking of Chelsea, they're still top of the league, still getting the 3 points in.
Why?
2 good goals, I must say, from Chelsea. A good, brilliant free kick from Oscar,
Fantastic.
and brilliant 1-2
Very
football
good goal.
with partnering with Hazard and Oscar as well for Fabregas. I just want to get to Fabregas' comments first of all after the game. That's the first thing I want to talk about. When he was being questioned, can this team go unbeaten?
Made me furious.
And the thing is, those comments have. I want to put it out there that I am actually over Fabregas being a Chelsea player. I'm over it now. Only because I literally heard an Arsenal fan
The
talk
bitterness has left.
to Chelsea fans. Literally, from that comment of what he said, I heard an Arsenal fan talk to Chelsea fans.
Can we just say what the comment was?
Go for it.
Just for. Do you want me to say this?
Yeah, the
You want
Chelsea
me
fan
to say
must
this?
say this.
Okay, so Fabregas was asked. Fabregas was asked, do you think Chelsea? Oh, he said, oh, Chelsea are unbeaten. They look fantastic and this and that. Do you think Chelsea can go the rest of the season unbeaten, possibly? And he said, Fabregas said, it's a joke. It's a joke. He said, it's a joke twice. And then he said, oh, there's only one team that will ever go unbeaten the whole season, and that's the Invincibles. Well, you know what, Fabregas?
Hey,
You need to keep quiet and play your football, yeah? From now on,
Francesc Soler Fabregas.
Fabregas should not do any interviews ever again.
But you know why they go to Fabregas?
Even no, because he's man of the match. So when he gets man of the match, they ask him.
No. What I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is, you know that if they're gonna take advantage every time he has stuff like man of the match, and they will ask him questions about us. It's like what they do to Wenger about Mourinho, and they know he's gonna say something about Mourinho.
And even after the when Chelsea played Arsenal fans were booing Fabregas in that game. He got booed. He comes out at the end and says, "Oh, the Arsenal fans love me and I love that club," and did it.
I think that's banter, though.
What are you talking?
No, I think he
You
was just
play
hurt.
for
I
Chelsea.
genuinely think he was hurt. I think
You play for Chelsea.
there's something genuine
alright?
I saw in Fabregas where I thought, actually, you know what, he's not so scum after all. I
Yeah, he
genuinely
loves
still
Arsenal,
see
but Arsenal
that
didn't want
he
you
has
back.
I've been
Arsenal.
saying this to you for weeks, bruv. He is an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, but you don't go to Chelsea if you are.
No, period.
No, but Arsenal
But
didn't
you're
want
still a
him.
fan.
I
He wanted to
understand.
go.
No,
He
I
wanted to play
understand.
for
That's
Arsenal.
why I
Arsenal
can't
didn't want him.
shove it
He
all
went
on
to
him.
the
That's
next
why
best thing.
Yeah, that's why I can't do that.
But for him was Chelsea, and
he
he's
should-
top of the
A, he
league,
should never
and
left.
he thinks we're gonna
That's
lose.
the point. The fact of the moral story is that it's not always
You
green
should've
on the
never
other side.
left.
It's not always green on the other side. Yeah.
It is
and when he
greener.
and when he
It's
and-
blue.
well, how was it greener?
Well, he's top of the league. He was like,
Where?
huh?
What are you talking about?
saying he's top of
Leaving
the league in
Arsenal.
Chelsea?
He won the
Yeah,
La
fair
Liga,
enough.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did. But like,
So-
it wasn't all. It was a honeymoon for a year. You know what I mean? It wasn't like home sweet home for life. So anyway.
Yeah, but I think it's pathetic that he's coming out and saying all this. I think he's
I think he's a legend.
just talk about it. Just talk about football. Say, do you know what? We'll keep grounded and whatnot. But to say it's a joke that we're gonna go unbeaten. So
Do
basically,
you think,
basically
in your
what he said,
opinion?
huh?
What about you in your opinion? What would you have said on the camera if you were being interviewed?
I would have done the cliche football thing and say we'll take it one game at a time, this and that. Because I can't look at any of these next fixtures that Chelsea have and say we're going to lose that game. I can't. I could have looked at City away and said they're going to beat us because they've got a strong team and it's away and blah, blah, blah. But we played that game. We've got out of the way. I don't look at any single
Sunderland
fixture.
away? You reckon Sunderland away? No?
What are you talking about?
I'm mucking around with you.
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
I think Southampton will give a lot of
I
teams.
can't look at.
I think
Yeah,
Chelsea
but
will sit them down.
I can't look at any fixture
are
and
the kind of
say
games
Chelsea are going to lose this game. Like
Chelsea
I can't.
did good against
The only
them.
games I could look at that is maybe if we're going away in the Champions League to Madrid or Barca or Bayern. I can't look at a Premier League game and say we're going to lose.
Are you
And the fact
confident
that-
about the Premier League title? Then?
Yeah, very.
Is it yours?
And the fact that he's we'll
it
take it
yours?
one game at a time.
We'll
We
give
take
it
it.
a
It's
try.
a joke. It's a joke.
What? It's a joke that you're gonna win the league.
That's what Fabregas would say. He said it whole Arsenal.
You say, Fabregas' point.
I mean,
people
he's,
can validate.
he's
it for
very
some
hurt,
reasons.
but you would never catch a player like Frank Lampard saying the same things at City. Saying, "Oh, I love Chelsea. Da, 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 da. City can never do what Chelsea did." Why would you do that?
Well,
Why would you do that?
if he's asked, will City win the Champions League this year? And Lampard turns around and says, you know
It's a
what?
joke. It's a joke.
No, I mean, maybe not to that.
If he
'cause
turns around
I think
said-
I think it will be the best.
Lampard's
thing for
very
him to say.
sensible. Lampard's very sensible.
Very
think the
sensible.
best-
Clearly, Fabregas isn't.
But I can. No, he's not as smart as Lampard. Let's not even lie. Not even lie about that. But
He's a bit smart.
who? Cesc. Well, look at his decisions.
Decisions.
I think he's made the right decision every time. But yeah, go on.
yeah, no. But yeah, no. Like, for example, Lampard might get interviewed and say, you know, will City win the Champions League the way Chelsea did? Yeah. And because City are the underdog in Champions League, right? So imagine he's asked that question. What do you think he would say in regards to that question?
But that's completely different because Chelsea's circumstances were like flipped. Like winning unbeaten, like a different team can do that. You can't go back and do what Chelsea did because the fact of the players that we had and the teams we faced and being 10 men against Barcelona.
Even your
and
first team then, though.
That was-
even your first team then. You know, it was still an underdog to Barca. It would still be an underdog to Bayern. Those were like your final two teams.
But when you take away the injuries and
Fair
the
dues.
suspensions we
Fair
had, it made the story a lot more bigger. So the story of Chelsea winning the title, we didn't go unbeaten, but we did it in a different way. So you can't really compare the two, I don't think.
Was it right for Fabregas to say what he said, Ernest? Why is he laughing?
Because I like things like that.
You like bluntness. You like.
I like bluntness. I don't believe that there should be formalities in football interviews. I think you should say it as it is. And if it's PR, then let there be PR. But I think I'd rather hear. That's why, to a degree, I like Roy Keane. He says a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
But I like how he comes out with things that everyday people in the pub would say.
Fair
kind
dues.
of thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
But-
Like Fabregas is an Arsenal fan who, and every Arsenal fan. The thing I like about Fabregas is he knows that obviously certain man will kill him, but if he goes to certain parts of Highbury and Islington and all that, they will be like,
I think from now, from now they'll.
Do you see what I'm saying?
To be honest,
from that comment, they'll
To be
be
honest,
like,
I agree with you on that. And when Fabregas was saying, the Arsenal fans love me and I love them, I didn't even worry about that. The thing that annoyed me is the fact that Chelsea going unbeaten is very possible. It is not a joke. So why he would say that is the thing that annoyed me.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's only a Chelsea or a neutral fan that would say that because it's very possible for you to go this season unbeaten. Is it unlikely? Possible.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
It's very.
It is unlikely.
It's unlikely.
But it's not a joke.
But it's possible.
It's
You
not a
see what I'm
joke.
He's laughing because he's an Arsenal. He's
I
like,
think this is hilarious.
He's like, bruh.
It's not a joke.
Your thing you're talking about in terms of formalities, you're not really a fan of, which I'm not either. But these players get sponsored. You know what I mean? People in the pub are not sponsored by companies. So if he does say things out of turn, it can cost him.
It can cost him. It can
So,
cost
I mean-
him. It definitely can. But for me, football is bigger than the business it has become.
Fair dues.
Football is much bigger than that. It's still like I watched a video today. The Seattle Sounders were what's it called? They gave a guy who had multiple sclerosis. Seattle Sounders signed him, gave him a contract, and let him play in a preseason game against Tottenham. That's football. That's what football was about. When you see a little kid bouncing a ball on the wall and then he gets the dream of being signed. That's what it's everybody's dream to see Sterling come from QPR, come from Northwest, and then go and make it in Liverpool. Do you see what I'm saying? How long the dream will last is not what we worry about. It's the fact that he's there. Do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Fabregas is I've always been a fan. I like Fabregas, and so I like the fact that he said. Obviously, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're like, don't boy the thing. But it's very honest, and I like honest football.
For me, Chelsea fans need to know that you bought an Arsenal patriot. So
An ambassador.
Yeah,
For me, it's
so
got
it comes
nothing
with the
to do with
package.
Arsenal.
No, it comes with the package.
For me, that's got nothing to do with. If John Terry said that, I'd be livid. Do you know what I mean?
because if
It's the lack of ambition.
It's a different.
It's the lack of ambition. I think that's what's annoying me.
The joy is the unbeaten team that Arsenal, the year that they won it, was an unbelievable team.
Agreed, 100% agreed. But I think if Chelsea players, I think every Chelsea player should have in their mentality right now in the training ground saying, we can go unbeaten this season. Let's do this.
What's the weakness in your team this year, do you think?
I don't know.
You don't think there's a weakness in Chelsea?
There isn't. There
I'll
are
say
some.
defense.
There are some, but there isn't.
Costa's hammy, bro.
No, they will score goals without Costa. They will score goals. They did it
proven.
last year
They-
with
we-
Demba
we
Ba and
scored
got to the
6 last night
semi-final of the
without
Champions
Costa.
League.
But
They will score goals without.
but they lost the league. They lost the league last season.
No. What I'm saying, no, because he's saying goals. I'm saying no. Chelsea will score goals. Of course, it's last season.
I mean, yeah,
Of course it's
but
last
last season we lost to Palace
course
and we
it's
beat
last
Palace
season.
this
And you
season.
beat
without-
Palace.
Not every team is marriable.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
No, he's got a point because look, last year it had Torres, it had Bar, it had Eto'o.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This year we have
This
Costa,
year-
Remy, and Drogba.
we hear Remy's out. How true is
Yeah.
this?
He's
Remy's already
out for like
Drogba,
2 weeks.
dude.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Chelsea will score goals.
that's-
Hazard was their top scorer. They will score
That's
goals.
the
bro.
problem.
Yeah, but that's
the
injuries though.
problem.
Pia,
No,
you're
no,
talking
that's
about.
injuries.
Yeah,
At
that's
least they
injuries.
have.
If you're talking about our
No, but-
weakness, if you're
Listen,
talking
no.
listen.
he said injuries, so
He's
I
saying-
understand
he's saying
Costa's
the-
hammy
he
is
said
a
the-
weakness, but
he said that because it's
I
this
think-
thing that's happened since the beginning
I
of the
think
season.
he'll get over it. I don't think in January we'll be talking about his hammy. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll get over that.
I think your biggest thing is defense this year.
I agree with Ernest,
The fact
to
that
be honest.
they've Chelsea.
Right, now-
I have never seen Chelsea concede this many goals.
The point I was trying to make from what the weakness was, sorry guys, was what was Arsenal's weakness in 2004? They didn't have one.
They didn't lose. I was going to say.
Real talk.
No,
lose.
Arsenal.
talk.
Arsenal drew 12 games in that season. I mean, I
11?
think there must have been a
11.
weakness. I can't
11.
go back and remember.
38 fixtures.
So what?
No. I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying it's
okay,
like
what
it's
do you
like
mean?
Yeah,
38 games and you drew 11.
Yeah, but no, it's can't.
He's forgetting they've won.
Let me
the
finish.
rest.
No, let me finish. No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Go
Let me finish.
for it.
Let me finish.
Go for it.
Because no. Let me finish though, because you haven't let me finish. Because you haven't let me finish. Haven't let me finish.
No, sorry, Oscar. It's
Yeah.
just 38 games.
No. What's 38 minus 11?
27.
27.
27.
Of the last Premier League, like all the victories, plenty of teams have won more than 27 games.
Whoa.
Plenty of teams
Really?
have won more than 27
Really?
games. Yes. Yes. One more than 27 games.
I gotta check this.
Wait,
I will check this.
do your Googles. Do your Googles.
Do your Google. When Chelsea won the league in 05, we dropped points in 5 games.
Don't get me wrong. You only lost one game that
We
year.
dropped
That was
points in
unbelievable.
5 games.
True.
Arsenal dropped points in 11.
True, but you
That's
only
the point
lost
I'm making.
one.
No, I agree. Arsenal's
No.
team was amazing. I'm not ever trying to take anything away from
Yeah.
Arsenal's team. I'm just saying,
Yeah, no.
like,
27 wins is no joke in the league bedroom.
Alright, we got our Google team.
27
We got our
leagues.
Google team running.
we got the geek squad live.
I'm saying in the last 10 years, probably 5 or 6 teams have won the league with more than 27 wins.
That's an achievement. I'll tell you what, because don't forget that there was a year both United and City went head to head on the final day. Yeah, the title was decided by goal difference. There was a year when Liverpool, who finished second, could have easily won the league in any other year.
I don't think
Yo,
title
he's
is right.
It's tough.
What?
Yeah, Chelsea have won 29.
Yeah,
we
what
go.
year was that though?
2004, 2005.
Yeah, that's the we didn't dispute
That was the
that we're not
we
disputing that.
you know created the
No,
highest
No,
points.
but
standard.
it
We're not
doesn't
disputing that.
minus the point that we're saying. I will take
27 wins.
and 11
Robin,
draws.
Of
Besides
course you would
that,
take it. Of course you would take it because it's
So
fantastic.
you tried to devalue our unbeaten one by saying we had 11 draws. I'm not having that.
No. But
I'm not
the
having
point
that.
I'm making is
Uh-huh.
teams have won the Premier League with more points than Arsenal did that season.
Right? Did they lose?
Unbeaten, though.
They lost.
they
But
lose?
no, but we're talking about the weakness of Arsenal.
Yeah, but if
That's
there's
the point I'm making. If a
Oscar.
team wins more games, then you surely like.
Oscar,
You know what I mean? The
I get what you're
weaknesses
saying.
aren't as strong.
I get what you're saying, but the fact that you lost devalues that.
But
The fact that
losing
Ars-
one game.
The fact that us forget
losing
even
one game-
forget even going unbeaten for the season. We did it for another how many games? Another 11 games.
No,
Hold on.
I see what you're saying, but
I,
it's like-
let me digress a bit.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
You guys were saying that Tottenham were on top of Arsenal.
Mm.
They're not.
Where's Tottenham?
They're ninth.
Oh, my bad.
Because I wanted to butt in, but I thought I might be wrong.
Because Tottenham were above us when they drew with us at Emirates, and I just thought have they. what have
No,
they got
don't get it
since?
twisted.
Yeah,
From
they've
fourth,
lost
listen,
to Arsenal and
from
Arsenal have
fourth
won.
to
Yeah, it's
10th
like
is
3
2 points difference.
There you go.
Don't ever get it twisted, bro.
Which is what.
Which is why West Brom
Okay,
should have
wait.
won.
How did we get onto this point of? Because
We were talking about Fabregas. It was Fabregas'
No,
comment.
no.
So we went
After
to
that,
being
after
cool.
that, because you were talking about
I was saying that
you were
how.
talking about Chelsea's weakness.
Yeah, so I said
this
to you, what do you
season.
think Chelsea's weaknesses are? And you said defense.
And you
And so-
said
and I
no.
s-
The thing that annoyed me was that you said that Arsenal unbeaten team had no weaknesses,
I-
and you can't drop points in 11 games and have
Oscar,
no weaknesses. That's my
Oscar,
point.
Yeah, that's your
the point I'm
cool,
making.
Cool.
That's
Everyone's
a valid
everyone's
point.
Yeah.
everyone's got their opinion. That's blessed. I'm
That's
blessed
a
with that.
valid point.
However, when you haven't lost a game, how many weaknesses can you really point out? When you haven't lost,
Yeah, but
when you,
I-
you know when you win the
There was
league,
no L.
Bedrin, when you
yeah,
win,
but you drop
Ernest,
points in 11.
if you're going to White Hart Lane and winning the league there, why am I still playing games to go unbeaten? Do you know how mentally that
That's
is?
actually true.
Do you know how
Okay,
hard that is?
if
When
Chelsea
you've
draw the
won
next 11
league-
games, are you going to tell me we have no weakness?
Say that again.
If Chelsea draw the next 11 home games, are you going to
No,
tell me we
but
have
it's
no
not the end of the
But it's not
season.
straight,
There still needs hold on. There still needs to be a culmination at the end.
Yeah,
which is the assessment of your season, not the next 11 games. I'm saying assess it at the end, and we'll see.
Yeah, but
I hear what you're
at
saying.
the
'Cause
end,
okay, there was draws, meaning that we probably leaked goals. Probably didn't score goals.
Yeah.
I get that point.
So
But
to
what
say
I'm
there was no
I'm talking
weakness in
about-
that team
I'm talking
is-
about a game where you lost the game. Arsenal, you can't tell me when Arsenal lost in 2004, 2005, 2003,
in that
2004
season, yeah.
Yeah, you can't turn around and say, oh, you know what, they lost because they didn't.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I
no, that's
never tried
why.
to say that.
That's
That's
why.
what I'm saying. His
Never
point
tried
is
to
very valid.
Yeah, he's got a good
That's a
point.
very
He's
good
got a
point.
good
The
point.
point that I had a beef with was the Arsenal team had no weakness. That's the thing that.
No, but that's
that
why.
annoyed
That's
me.
why.
When
That's
teams
why.
have won the Premier League with more points than that Arsenal team that season.
The only thing is, I'm
So-
trying to justify Fabregas' point. That was what I was just trying to justify. I was looking at his look.
Yeah, and I don't think
In-
his point's valid.
The league's harder. The league's harder now.
Very true.
Yeah, and Chelsea have a weakness that's quite big. To concede the amount of goals they have conceded, although they're top, although they're riding high and they're scoring goals. Thank God for Diego Costa. That's all they can really say, because it's the same situation last season. It's the same Chelsea last season without
So
Costa.
wait, do you think without Diego Costa they will lose?
It's last season's Chelsea without Diego Costa.
No, it's not. It's,
I would even
we've
say
got,
Cesc, you
We've
know.
got Cesc Fabregas.
Cesc, no.
I would even say
Yeah,
Cesc. I think he's your most important player.
That's his player. But you know what? Hazard was bigger last year, and Hazard was the Cesc last year. If I can dare say that,
no.
you get
No,
I
because
think
Hazard's still
because
there.
I think
The
The only reason-
fluidity of your team passed through Hazard.
I think don't
Last
forget.
year.
Don't also forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had Lampard. So even if you,
But he played like
Lampard didn't
7
play that
games.
many.
He
I know,
played like
I know.
seven
That's the only
I
reason
know,
he was allowed
but-
to leave.
I know, but you know, I think Chelsea can cope without a Cesc, but couldn't cope without a Costa. And last year they didn't win the league without Costa. they didn't win a trophy without Costa last year.
I think
striker,
I think
bad
it's
boy
the
striker.
other way around.
You think without Cesc?
Because
you know
I
how
honestly think he's the. Chelsea-
you know how close we were to winning the league last season. If we had Cesc in our team, you know.
Can't say if you had Cesc.
Yeah. But then you can't say if we had Costa.
The reason why, because Cesc,
Nah, you would have scored.
because all you need to do is score goals.
Agreed. He would have scored.
No.
I agree with both of you. But I think
why?
Eto'o and Torres would have scored
Can
more
I
if
say-
Cesc was in the team.
Can I say why? Can I say why? No, because it wasn't the.
No,
the
but they were
assists.
injured.
It wasn't
Sorry.
the assists.
Eto'o was injured, and Torres was just. Torres couldn't finish. Like he
But
just.
they would have scored more goals
For
with
me,
Cesc Fabregas in the
for
team.
me, if you
Maybe
told me
so,
Demba
you
Ba,
have a
I think
point.
Demba Ba should have been given a chance last year. I
I
don't
don't
think.
a small chance, not a lot. Yeah.
I think if you had Cesc with Bar, different team.
The only reason why I was saying the Costa Cesc thing was only because you can't really say what would Cesc bring to that team last year, whereas you know what Costa would have brought last year. That's the reason why I'd say you're missing Costa more than you would miss Cesc.
All right. Yeah.
I just think Chelsea last year was a team without Costa, but Cesc has a big part to play, no doubt. But anyway, whew. So yeah, Chelsea is still on top. We didn't even talk about the goals. Well,
Yeah,
we did, kind of.
it's the thing. The only reason I say that is because
Aspilicueta.
we had a game against
Jeez.
Palace. No Diego Costa.
Hey, the tackles though.
Huh?
The red
Oh,
cards.
no,
The red
Joke, it was an
cards,
absolute
they
joke.
were in.
Please, we talk about
Aspilicueta's
that.
off.
Red cards was hilarious. Was it the first half? Aspilicueta.
Yeah, and the other guy. What's
Right
his name?
underneath Delaney, I think.
Yeah.
Right underneath the referee's nose.
Did you see?
Literally
Did you see
underneath.
the funny thing that I loved was Delaney did a tackle,
Yeah.
and then like
After
the
John
camera
Terry.
was on him,
After
and
John
he looks at
Terry.
the referee and said, "Don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't even talk
Because
to me."
because of what John Terry and I think him saying "Don't talk to me" was what got him booked.
Nah,
I don't think the referee was coming for him.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think so. I think giving it all that finger wagging.
No, but I think even if
All
the
that.
referee was going to come to him, would have been more lenient.
It could have been a
Don't-
caution.
Don't say that to the ref.
It could have been
The
caution
ref is the biggest authority on the pitch.
because he would have turned around and said, "Look, I've just seen what Terry's done. I've
And he
seen what
didn't say
you,
nothing.
you two are both on my card. If any more, you're gonna get
Yeah,
booked."
yeah.
But he was giving it on naff off.
And I
walking
do
away.
think when he
Yeah.
got sent off, the Chelsea players influenced him. He was not.
Oh
gonna
my
get the
God.
yellow. He was not.
surrounding.
It was a
Yeah.
foul. It was a free kick, but he was not.
It
gonna,
took me
he's
back
not
to
going
the
to reach
years
for the card
of
until
Roy Keane,
Oscar and all them
Scholes,
players
Neville,
around
and
him.
Nicky Butt just surrounding referees. That's why it took me back to those days. Literally.
Fabregas will do that
Oh my
every
God.
every tackle
Oh
that,
my
that
God.
goes against Chelsea. Fabregas is
And
on
have
that
you-
referee.
and have you
Listen,
noticed
yeah,
that?
he did the same thing for Arsenal.
Yeah,
hundreds
because
of
I was
times.
going to say against
That's
Chelsea.
why I used to hate him.
It was at 05.
No, as in, Fabregas will go and run to referee like this. This man is mental. Fabregas used to, yeah. He's like,
to
this
tap his
guy's
leg.
mental. He'll get guys sent off cash.
That's before he signed for Chelsea. I hated Fabregas for that very reason.
Fabregas can buy cards all day for a
No,
player.
but you see the thing. You see what I like Fabregas is that he represents that era.
Yeah. I mean,
Fabregas represents, you know, the beef between Man United and Arsenal. Fabregas was live in effect.
but I
was
think he
there.
hated Chelsea and Tottenham more. Because his time, I think, the
Was he
United.
the one that dashed the pizza at Ferguson?
Yeah, because he's about that life. But
Fabregas is a little
I
gangster,
think
isn't
That's a waste.
it was just a back.
I didn't even read him.
He-
Man, that's the
Look at these Chelsea vermin. Can't even appreciate what they have. Like he's not going to help them win the league this
No,
year.
no, but it's like
Vermin.
me saying John
If
Terry's a nice guy.
If Fabregas was
Went
in
to
Man
Man
United
United.
and he said that, I'll say it's safe. He's
What,
still in my team though.
I ain't gonna lie, because you know
He's
he's gonna give you another
fucking
10 assists.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna give you
On
another
the pitch,
10 goals.
this was it. On the pitch, Fabregas, do your thing. But
Outside
it's
of
like,
it.
don't take no interviews. Don't talk to no referees.
Well, he's just
Because-
living in his house
Alright.
after he goes.
We've been on, we've,
Live in
we've
his
been
house.
on for a
He
long
probably
time.
lives in North London still.
Let's keep it moving.
probably does.
Stats of the week, yeah. Stats of the week, just real quickly. I don't know if you guys got any others you can bring them for. Yeah, stats for them. In the last 50 matches, Real Madrid have scored 47 goals. 47 goals in 50
Hala
matches.
Madrid.
How
Is
many-
that good or bad?
I think that's
very
that's
good. That's nearly
I
a
don't know.
goal a game.
I don't know.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, but I
Nearly
don't know.
guaranteed.
Because didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't.
It's like
Yeah, but
it's like
but
0.7.
don't they score like 5 in some games? When they play Deportivo, how many did they score?
Hence why I'm saying is it good?
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't
I'm
think that's
thinking,
that
hold on,
great.
There are some games where they score 6, and they've been scoring 5 and 6
They
in the
score
last like 4 games.
They score a lot of goals like often. So
They've got Liverpool tonight at Anfield.
it's gonna be great.
Ah, that's gonna be
Liverpool are
it.
lucky. Bell's injured, bro.
Doesn't matter.
Come on,
Does not
Liverpool.
matter.
No.
Do you know who they're playing?
Liverpool both
Do you know who they're playing instead? Isco. Doesn't matter.
Listen,
James Rodriguez.
No, but people don't understand. Bell being injured is not an issue.
It's actually not. No, for
It's not like he's not losing sleep over that.
Put Isco in the midfield and shift James to the. Listen,
They're putting
it's
Isco on the right.
Have you
They're putting him
seen?
on the right.
Have you seen the potential back four of Liverpool today?
Oh, Jesus. Do you hear that? I don't know where I heard this from. I can't remember. I was listening to a podcast and he said that Skirtle was the most working defender of the weekend. He made the most clearances this weekend, like literally.
I heard Luke Shaw was really bad in the first half of the United game.
Luke Shaw.
Oh, you didn't watch?
No, I watched it, but I didn't notice it. But
see
I
the
read
goal
it
that
in
they
the paper.
conceded?
I read in the paper that I read in the paper that he made no
When
interceptions.
I said Luke Shaw, you said it was wrong.
I hear. No, yeah. No, I hear. I did
said
say
Luke
that. I
Shaw.
did say that. No, it is. It's
Your
Rojo's fault.
4
No,
foot
it's
tall.
Rojo's
No,
fault.
it's Rojo.
It's Rojo's fault.
But you're 4 foot tall going in for a header, and then you miss the header, which
No,
is going to happen.
I think that was harsh. Because I felt like you criticised him for being in that position to try and win a header.
No, but you're not winning it.
Well, you go for it. At least he went for
The
it.
guy who he tackles is bigger than him. You're not winning the header.
Listen, that's a fighter, okay? Somebody who looked at a Goliath and said,
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
fought for
David
West
this
Brom.
thing. I'm a David this thing, right?
He fought for Albion.
He's got time. He'll adapt. The other start of the week, Messi played 11,
Oh gosh.
scored 11, assisted 11. Say no more. Player of the week, guys.
Does he pray to Satan?
No, that could be Christ. What's going on? It's Satan.
11 is a peculiar number.
11.
Yes. Our Facebook had 666 likes the other day. Yeah. What does that mean?
What Facebook?
The Pulse one, Liberty's one. But
Shout out
it's
to
gone over.
Liberty.
It's gone over now. We're like 6-8 something.
Whew.
It's all good. Big up the Liberty crew. Anyway, player of the week this week.
Player of the week.
week.
Well, it's not Fabregas.
It's got to be Sergio
I was
Aguero.
going to say Kun.
But Tadic has got a good,
no,
has got
Tadic.
a good shout. Tadic has got a good
I
shout.
don't know.
If it means Aguero.
I think
But
it's Aguero.
do you know why I think it's not
Big
Aguero?
stage.
Do you know why I think it's not Aguero?
big
Because
game,
he scored
big
2
stage.
penalties.
No, but it's big stage.
Yeah, but
big
he
game.
scored 2 penalties.
You have to win the
Big
penalty.
stage.
No, I agree. I completely agree that Aguero was fantastic.
probably
But
give it
Tadic
to
made
Tadic.
5 assists and
I would
scored a goal.
probably give it to
Aguero
Tadic.
scored 2 penalties.
I would probably give it to Tadic.
I'll
I think
go
he did a
Tadic.
much better job. Because you're 4-4.
I'm going
Tadic. Yeah.
Now, do you know is? This is another debate I want to start. Yeah, I don't like it when props is given to the lesser player in terms
Just
of
because.
just because he's it's like but Aguero scored 4 goals.
Because Oscar, let me
But
tell
he
you this.
scored
No,
two
no, no.
penalties.
Oscar, wait there. Because
You have to
if
win the
Tadic scored,
penalties.
if Tadic scored 4 and missed a penalty, and Aguero assisted 4 and scored a goal, you would have given it to Tadic. End of discussion.
You would have given it.
Voting time. Let's vote.
Do you know why?
David.
Yeah, but do you know why? Because Tadic is a midfielder. He's not a striker. So for a midfielder,
But
for
Aguero-
a
he did his
midfielder,
job.
for a mid, yeah, no, but hear me out.
Sure.
For a
Nah,
midfielder to score
listen.
more goals is more of an achievement than a
Now-
striker,
and
even though marginally.
Now,
it
Aguero,
is.
if Aguero assists the
is.
4, then that means a striker to assist more goals.
No,
Again,
because the
it's
strikers
an
assist
achievement.
goals all the time.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Strikers assist
If you
goals
play
all
with
the
two
time.
strikers-
In sweaty
How many
goals.
goals
In
does
sweaty goals.
Zeko assist for Aguero?
That's because he's not the kingpin in that
yeah,
attack.
yeah, but in a striker of
He
two,
has to pass
Hold
to
on, are we
Aguero.
giving this? Are we Wait, we're missing that David Silva is kingpin assist right now.
I
No,
hear that.
no. In
But
sweaty
when you
goals,
play, when
it
you
is
play,
Zeko to Aguero.
when you,
sweaty goals.
when you play 2 up top, one of the strikers gets a lot of assists.
Okay, fair dues.
How many assists does Rooney get for United? Loads.
Yeah, but he's not the second striker. He's number 10 when he plays for United.
True. What about last? True. Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway,
He's been support striker.
Tadic
second
versus
striker.
Aguero, it
Right,
looks
he's
like.
got
Any other
two
debates?
penalties.
Any other guys? Any
He's
other
got two
guys
penalties.
that we're missing out on?
You have to win those penalties.
David,
he didn't win
Tadic
both of
or
them.
Aguero?
In fact, you have to finish those
Yeah,
penalties
you have to
as
score
well.
the penalties.
You have to
But
score the
I'll
penalty.
give it to
Kun.
I'm going Tadic.
Yes,
Aguero.
Aguero. Oscar.
Come with it, Tadic.
Tadic. Robin.
I'm in the middle, but I think Tadic just crosses the line for me.
Tadic is 2-1 up. Ernest.
Kun.
Aguero. I'm going to go with Aguero. Aguero wins player of the week.
In your face,
Yeah,
I don't mind.
It's fine. It's
they
fine.
Both, they both
Once again,
Against
Tadic is
Tottenham.
overlooked.
No. I'm saying.
He's not overlooked. He's done well. He played against a shower of shambles.
And Tottenham's not.
Well, they
Tottenham's
gave him
a
good
bigger
game.
team than Sunderland.
They gave him a
Yeah,
good
they
game.
are, but
Team of the week. Who was the best team then? We'll give that Southampton.
Southampton.
Wait for it. Wait for
It
it.
was Hull.
Team of the week.
Nah, Southampton.
That
To be honest,
RKO to Flamini was the best thing I've seen.
it wasn't an RKO.
I got angry. No matter suckers like this.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm going to go with a bold one as well, yeah? Chelsea were down to 10 men for over a half and got 3 points away from home in a London derby.
Did you see what Zaha did to Felipe Luis?
I don't know what.
Oh,
Luis is still
it
trying to
was
find
lucky
his
though.
feet. Luis
can.
is trying to find his
Straight
feet.
up, yeah.
Honestly, Luis is still trying to find
remember,
himself.
Luis versus
Because he's not had a good start.
No, I know. I like it.
Felipe.
Bro, I said to you, why didn't Scolari take him to the World Cup? Yeah,
But he's not had a good start here, though, innit? He's
No,
not-
no,
he's
no,
not
He's
no,
played.
not
no.
played. He's not played.
He's not played.
I've watched the games that he's
sub.
played in, though.
He's
It's
a
been a bit
sub.
funny.
Everton, he came on in the last like 5, 10, 15 minutes. He did.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah,
more to
he
do.
played
man.
yesterday.
would you
Played
take
full game
Felipe?
yesterday.
To menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over Shaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'd have Shaw, you know. Do you know why?
Crazy.
Because you got him for time.
No.
you got him for time.
I
Yeah,
know
but
that.
Yeah, but tomorrow.
Today,
Yeah.
today, I'm taking.
If you
Felipe
need a
Luis.
game, if you're playing next weekend,
yes,
you'll take
every
Felipe.
day of
But
the
Luke
week.
Shaw's much younger, so you'll take
I ain't gonna
Shaw
lie.
in the long run.
You take Shaw for the future.
If you've got a left back, I don't see why you. I wouldn't bring him at Arsenal when you got Gibbs.
No. What I'm saying,
No,
no,
but you're
because
sa-
the
he's not
question
saying
he's
buy
asking is,
him.
no, the question
Yeah.
he's asking is who's better today.
That's what I was asking. I was
Yeah.
like, would you take
Yeah.
Felipe
Yeah.
Luis?
If you're saying who you're gonna buy for 20 million, I'd probably take Shaw.
No, because
But
he's what he's
today-
saying. Would you take Louise? You can't say for free. What kind of a
I
transfer
thought
is
you're
that?
saying who's better.
No, he said, would you take Louise today? So that includes wages.
I'll
That
take
includes the transfer
Felipe
fees.
Luis today.
You know what I'm
But
saying? Anyway, team of the week. So I want to throw Chelsea in there because I think they've done tremendously well to get a win with 10 men.
No,
we did,
Southampton.
but not as well as Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton. It would be so wrong to not give Southampton the Robin? Yeah.
Morally, it would be wrong.
It's morally
I
wrong.
think God would have
I'll
a
get
problem
all
with
kinds
that.
of dogs abuse. But anyway, goal of the week. Goal of the week. The
Genie-
genie's
Genie-
up there.
The Genie wins it.
The
The
Genie
Genie wins
I
it.
would say Oscar.
Oscar's free kick is up
free
there.
Kick was
It was immaculate.
Fabregas' goal was
Fabregas'
superb.
goal was a
Superb.
scandal.
I personally think
It was Arsenal football.
I personally
We
think,
saw Chelsea play the
Shut
Arsenal way.
up.
do you know
Shut your mouth.
I personally think Oscar's goal was better.
Better than Hazard's.
Yeah.
I mean, Fabregas.
Fabregas.
No, it's hard. because
Better.
They're two
Yes.
different kinds of
Yeah,
goals,
I mean-
and they're both brilliant goals. It's hard. It's hard.
I think as much as Fabregas deserves credit for scoring the goal, I think Crystal Palace were in awe of the football.
Because it wasn't just Fabregas. It was Hazard. It was Oscar. It was.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
It was
looked like-
amazing.
it looked too good that it looked like it was an accident.
This is what I'm trying to say. It's
Too good.
It looked
Yeah.
too good, and their defense was very poor.
But
in
that's
that game.
good.
Yeah, of course.
That's what makes it above Oscars for me. First of all, where was
Oscar's
the goalkeeper standing in that free kick?
no
in the middle.
No, Oscar's
The goalkeeper was in the middle.
technique. Yeah, the ball pierces through the air. The aerodynamics of the ball.
I ain't gonna lie, it was a
Yeah.
yeah.
It was great. It was
That was a goal, man.
Is it just them two? Is it just them two? Yeah. So what? Are we going with who are we going with? Virginie? Are we going with Virginie?
Virginie's
Right,
own
Virginie gets goal of the
Wow.
week. All right, real quick predictions next weekend. Jeez, woo, jeez, it's real hot. It's hot next week. That's all I can say. Let me just get my fixtures up. 'Cause
Hot
I know
next
I went
week,
too far forward. I'm still in December.
I'm gonna be watching it at Chelsea fans' house.
Right, West Ham early kickoff at home to Manchester City, 12:45 Saturday.
West Ham.
Unbelievable.
Kun hat-trick.
David, go for it. West Ham at home to Man City.
Actually, that's a
That's
good
good.
game, you
That's
know.
good.
Actually, Alex Fogg hat-trick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Alex
Dimitri
Dimitri song below. Alright, go for it.
The cash, no go.
Alright, go for it. West Ham.
Man City, Jazz. Jazz.
Oscar.
Man City. To
Man
win.
City.
Are we
Robin.
doing scores?
Alex Song,
I have to.
2-1.
Alex Song, 2-1.
To who?
Ernest.
West Ham.
Alex Song.
West Ham or City?
Yeah.
West Ham.
Say West Ham.
West Ham. City 3-1.
I'm gonna go for West Ham home win. It's gonna be a hot. It's gonna be a
And
hot
he
game.
keeps
No,
it
no, 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 no,
simple.
no. Draw. Sorry, draw. I'm gonna go with a draw.
Nothing
Early
flash.
kickoff. You never know.
A draw against City is a home win.
Yeah.
He said,
All right.
And the thing is,
Face it.
actually, you know what, guys? Yeah. You know they've got United after West Ham. If they draw or lose,
Now bun it.
They're going to
I think
Yeah, you want them to
I'm
win
gonna
it.
change. I think City will win at West Ham. Early kickoff as well. I think they'll win. But Arsenal away to Sunderland. David.
Arsenal, come on.
Arsenal. Oscar.
Sunderland will bounce back. And no, but Arsenal will win like 3-1.
Arsenal win 3-1. Robin?
1-0 Sunderland.
Jesus.
Arsenal 2-0.
Arsenal 2-0. Arsenal away win as well. Southampton at home to Stoke City.
Southampton.
Southampton. Southampton.
Yeah.
Sultan.
Yeah, Soton as well. West Brom at home to Palace.
This is jokes, man. Hold on.
West Brom.
Robin.
2-2.
West Brom.
West Brom at home. Ernest.
Palace.
Palace. I'm gonna go West Brom.
That's a good
I'm
game,
gonna go with a
you know.
draw actually. Good draw. Liverpool at home to Hull.
Oh, Liverpool have to.
Ooh,
win.
that's a good game.
Ouch!
That's a
Liverpool.
good ouch.
What you saying, Liverpool?
Liverpool have to win. Liverpool.
Liverpool. Oscar.
Liverpool have to. They don't have to win. They have to put in a good performance. They
Oscar?
have to bounce back because they're just going to get banged tonight against Real Madrid. So
Yeah. Go on. Hull. Oscar. Liverpool. Hull.
Liverpool.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. Go on.
Draw.
Draw.
I'm
Ernest?
saying
Hull.
Hull. Me too.
wow, you guys are
Swansea
great.
at home to Leicester.
Swans every day of the week.
Swansea, bro.
Swans. Oscar.
Swansea, yeah.
Swans.
Swansea.
Swans.
I'm going for
Guys,
Swansea
really-
win as well.
really
Okay,
bad
Sunday.
stuff.
Burnley at home to Everton.
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 Burnley. I think Burnley will come with it.
Everton.
Yeah, draw. Tottenham at home to Newcastle. Nice. Tasty.
Tottenham.
Draw 2-2.
I'm thinking draw.
2-0 Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham home win. Manchester United at home to Chelsea.
United!
United!
Eden Hazard.
Hold on, you think United will beat Chelsea? Oh wow, okay, go on.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
I think it's crazy. I don't think we'll lose. I think that's crazy. I think it could be a draw, but I'll go for Chelsea then.
I'm gonna say 2-1 United.
United.
Chelsea 3-2.
I think United will win.
You're not a brave boy.
I know, very brave. Chelsea's first defeat will come at Old Trafford. QPR at home to Aston Villa is the Monday night kickoff.
Aston Villa.
Ooh, away win, yeah. Oscar.
Villa, yeah.
Villa.
Villa, yeah. Villa. The pace against Corker
I think a draw.
is
I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a draw.
Wait, sorry. Villa, who's home?
QPR.
Nah, a draw. I
Yeah.
say draw. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So that is the predictions for this week. Make sure you join us next week on another edition of Top 4.
Is that 2 hours and 45 minutes?
You're done now.
Peace. Stay black, folks.